Chapter 1620. It took a long time. After all, the size of the army was very exaggerated. However, it was not tiring at all. It was King exciting. This was ridiculous. There were even people who were shooting with guns in one hand and recording with their phones in the other. They were also saying something, preparing to post it on their WeChat moments. To be honest, I really have to thank this Lin Xian. If it weren't for this Lin Xian, we would have been in trouble. It's true. It's even difficult for us to reach this place. Who is this kid? Who on earth did he follow to cultivate? It's simply beyond our understanding. Could it be that the person he's following is an expert from the past? I mean, maybe it's the Qin dynasty or an expert from an even older era. Otherwise, it's impossible to explain some of his knowledge that surpasses ours. After a long time, the army was basically wiped out. Everyone felt that it was exaggerated. Say, it's fine if you brought so many guns, but why did you bring so many bullets? *CK. Lin Xian, you're too cool. It's true. It feels like you came here with a map open. The things you brought are just right for use. Don't tell me you knew what you would encounter here? Ha ha ha. No way, right? Lin Xian, don't tell me you really knew? One person's unintentional words made everyone puzzled. It can't be, right? What if it was? Lin Xian smiled and said, "You must be joking. How could I know the situation here in advance? It's all luck. If I knew, wouldn't it mean that I have something to do with this Emperor Xian's tomb? Could it be that I'm someone who walked out of here? Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha." Many people laughed when they heard Lin Xian's joke. Everyone, take a break. I think we'll be able to see the real people later. Get ready. Zhang Jiuyang said. Yes. At this moment, 5 colored lights suddenly rose from the darkness in the distance. What's going on? Everyone was on high alert. 5 colored divine light, could this be? Whoosh. A figure wrapped in light landed in front of them. A man. You're courting death. Previously, I gave you a chance to give up halfway and not move forward. But now you actually dare to come here. You don't want to live, so don't blame me. That person glared angrily at everyone. Kong Xian. Zhang Jiuyang's pupils suddenly shrank. Who is Kong Xian? The general under King Zhou of Shang is very powerful. Of course, these are all rumors. It is said that Kong Xian's power is the 5-colored divine light, which is extremely powerful. But those are all myths and legends. But we should know that many myths and legends are actually true. I didn't expect this place to actually exist. Kong Xian. If he is here, then King Zhou of Shang must be here as well. No, that was not the most important thing. Since they had met King Zhou's general, Kong Xian, and he was still alive, it meant that the other experts were still alive. They've all awakened. Or they are on the verge of awakening. The fact that the experts here are able to awaken means that Emperor Qin and the other experts are most likely also. It's a mess. It was a mess. I'm afraid this is going to be a complete mess. When they saw Kong Xian, it also told everyone the answer that they wanted to confirm. This time, the earth was really going to be in chaos. Some people were still hoping that they would get lucky. What if they had thought of it? Now, it seemed that they were not thinking too much. It was the truth. If you want to die, then I'll eliminate all of you first. Whoosh, in the distance, a loud sound was heard. Then, a figure jumped and landed beside Kong Xian, smashing a huge hole in the ground. The figure slowly stood up. It was an extremely tall and sturdy giant. In his hand was a staff that looked like Sun Wukong's sea stabilizing needle. One end was water, and the other was fire. If that is Kong Xian, then this person is Yuan Hong? What? The general under King Zhou of Shang, the white ape demon, Yuan Hong? The weapon in his hand should be a spirit weapon, the fire-water staff. There's no mistake. It's Yuan Hong. Hiss. Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. A group of juniors. How dare you call us by our names? Destroying our king's million-strong army is unforgivable. The two of them narrowed their eyes, and their auras erupted. Everyone retreated. That's right, we are indeed juniors. Kuan Lunzi's body was surrounded by a powerful force. But we are also the forces that protect the current generation. This is not the era before you. It's absolutely impossible to treat a million-strong army so cruelly and let them continue to unify the continent. Kuan Lunzi narrowed his eyes and said, "Ha ha ha," Yuan Hong laughed. "As long as our king is here, the Shang dynasty will still have the final say in this world." Zhong Zhuoyang held his sword in his hand. "In our current era, we no longer need you to appear, nor do we need you to exist. You should only exist in history and textbooks, not in reality. Just like many years later, all of us will only exist in history. This is the path that you and we should take." Nonsense. Amitabha, you too can't be thinking that with your current cultivation, you can't be a match for so many of us, right? Master Ku Wu of the Shaolin Temple walked out and said lightly. They could sense that these two people's cultivation was only at the beginning of the great virtual realm. Although they were all at the heavenly venerable realm and none of them were at the great virtual realm, their numbers were obvious. Furthermore, they had many top-grade spirit artifacts from ancient times. These spirit artifacts were left for them to use. The Shaolin Temple's people were here for a very important mission. They guessed that there would be great virtual realm experts, and once these Shaolin Temple experts activated the Golden Bell Shield and Iron Skin technique, they could still defend against the power of the great virtual realm. Therefore, they felt that even if these two were at the great virtual realm, there was nothing to be afraid of. At the very least, there was a high chance, and it was not to say that there was no chance at all. Clearly, these two people's previous cultivation was definitely not limited to this. They were probably at the heavenly Tao realm. That was certain. This was because of the legends about them. What kind of people were their opponents? Jiang Zia, Yang Jian, Neza, and other such existences were only at the great virtual realm? That was impossible. They had to be at the heavenly Tao. It was just that they did not know where Neza and the others were. Were they dead or in slumber? If they were to become the guardians of Earth, would it be good news? Chapter 16:21. Yuan Hong and Kong Xian's auras erupted. Although we have been asleep for a long time and our cultivation has plummeted, we are still not something that a group of law domain masters and heavenly venerables can compare to. Moreover, you have already experienced such a tiring battle. I'm afraid that your stamina is already exhausted, right? They sneered. Hearing this, some people could not help but laugh subconsciously. It was not because they were not afraid, but because they found it too funny. Did they not see the battle just now? Or did they see it but thought that they were tired? Could it be that they thought that the bullets fired from firearms had killed so many people and consumed their spiritual energy? Alright, thinking about it, it was normal. How could they have technology in their era? How could they know what guns and rocket launchers were? Could it be that they thought that the rocket launchers were used to bombard someone's powerful martial arts? It seemed to make sense. It was just that they absolutely could not imagine that the world would become like this a few years later. Some unimaginable things would appear. Then the two of you might be disappointed because dealing with your million-strong army is really not that tiring. Everyone, let's fight side by side. Zhong Zhuoyang shouted and then took the lead to rush forward. Amitabha, I haven't fought for so many years. It's time to stretch my muscles and bones. Several Shaolin Temple powerhouses also rushed over with golden light. Fortunately, there were only two of them. This was also good news. Another good news was that they were not heavenly Tao. They probably did not have heavenly Tao either. If they were heavenly Tao, then there was really nothing they could do. However, since they had sent these two people, their forces were probably not too strong at the moment. The others could only watch the battle from afar. These were great void realm experts. Other than heavenly venerables who could fight, the other domain realm experts would be sent to their deaths. It was useless even if they went over. They would not be able to cause any harm to them. Instead, they would be killed in one move. Fortunately, this large faction had sent out a large number of experts. The number of heavenly venerables added up to several hundred people. Lin Xian did not make a move either. Do you think we will win? Lu Qingzhu stood beside Lin Xian. I will. Although these two people were in the Great Void Realm, they were not in the upper levels of the Great Void Realm. Facing the attacks of so many celestial venerables, they did not have a good time. The most important thing was that these experts all had top-notch spiritual weapons from their forces. What about so many experts? The 8 immortals each have their own unique abilities. No matter what, their innumerable abilities will definitely not let these two have an easy time. Lin Xian said. The most important thing isn't them, but the people behind them. Lin Xian frowned. Clearly, they were about to reach their final destination. This destination. Has King Zhou woken up? Judging from the current situation, it seemed that he had not woken up yet. Otherwise, King Zhou's cultivation should be higher than theirs, and he should have come out to deal with them. However, there were only 2 people here. Were they looking down on them, or were they really unable to send any more experts? Lin Xian felt that it was possible. However, the very good news was that these 2 people were very strong generals under King Zhou of Shang. These very strong generals only had the cultivation of the early stage of the Great Void Realm, which meant that no matter how strong they were, the others would not be that strong. As long as there were no experts that they could not resist, so what if they were in the Great Void Realm? Under the various methods and top-notch divine weapons of hundreds of celestial venerables, they could not do anything. Lu Qingzhu frowned as she watched the battle. The Great Void Realm is so strong. They are very strong. After all, there is a gap of a large realm. Lin Xian looked ahead. Even though the 2 of them were facing so many celestial venerables, these celestial venerables were not having an easy time. However, the strength you see is more because they belong to the top of the Great Void Realm. The top I am talking about is not the realm, but the combat power. For example, they are 1 star of the Great Void Realm, but their combat power is probably more than enough to defeat 3 or 4 stars of the Great Void Realm. Lin Xian. Yes, I know. Lu Qingzhu nodded. She wanted to help, but she could not. Shua, Lin Xian released the law of creation, and the most powerful sniper rifle, Narrate, appeared in his hand. What are you doing? Lu Qingzhu was stunned for a moment. Harass. There are only 2 targets, so I still have to do something. Harass them a little, even if it distracts them a little, will give those seniors more opportunities. It will be easier, Lin Xian said. Although this Barrett was powerful, even an atomic bomb would not be able to destroy a Great Void Realm expert. But the law of creation. Lin Xian used almost all of his spiritual force to create a few bullets. That's right. You can imagine how special these bullets are. Then, Lin Xian took a pill to recover his spiritual force while loading the bullets. Even if the effect was not great, Lin Xian knew that it would be effective. The bullets created by the law of creation could penetrate the defensive spiritual force. Of course, after all, Lin Xian was now in the domain realm. It might not be able to penetrate the spiritual force of the Great Void Realm, but it would definitely have a little effect. Click, Lin Xian pulled the barrel of the gun. Lu Qingzhu looked at the side with a dumbfounded expression. Then, Lin Xian aimed at Kong Xian. At a glance, he could see that the burly Yuan Hong was definitely stronger, and his defense must be stronger, but this Kong Xian should be slightly weaker. Although it was constantly flickering, Lin Xian's eye of spiritual insight was still very useful. After aiming for about 30 seconds, Lin Xian pulled the trigger. Boom, a loud sound was heard, and then a bullet directly shot out. Kong Xian, who was in the middle of the battle, naturally felt the existence of this bullet. Although he did not know what this thing was, he subconsciously wanted to dodge. However, space. Lin Xian released the power of space, and the bullet suddenly disappeared on the way. Then, the bullet appeared behind Kong Xian. Bang! It was as if an expert's martial skill directly bombarded his back, and Kong Xian's figure was directly sent flying and then smashed to the ground. Everyone, F*ck. This Barrett's power is so great? No, it's impossible. Unless I'm crazy. That's a great Void Realm expert. Even if this Barrett has a great impact, it shouldn't be able to send a great Void Realm expert flying, right? Am I crazy? At the same time, the experts finally found an opportunity. Venerable Zhang. Zhong Zhuoyang flashed over. Universe, Taiji, 8 trigrams destruction. Chapter 1622. Under Lin Xian's move, Kong Xian really did not expect it. Even if he noticed Lin Xian's bullet, he still did not expect the power of space to instantly shift the position of the bullet, appearing behind him and directly hitting him. The power of this attack was not great. Of course, it could not easily penetrate his defensive spiritual power and then explode into his body. However, it was not small either. After all, Kong Xian was directly sent flying and smashed into the ground. Previously, because his realm was too high, even if he faced so many powerhouses, to be honest, he was not attacked at all. But now, not only was he attacked, but he also lost the ability to fight and dodge at that moment. Therefore, Zhang Zhuoyang directly used a big move on him. One could see an 8 trigram spinning in the air and then directly exploding with the power of black and white yin and yang, hitting the ground. Everyone was not careless. Even if this move hit, there were still many powerhouses who flashed over and released their powerful power to bombard Kong Xian. Is he dead? Everyone showed an expectant expression. On the other side, many powerhouses were fighting with Yuan Hong. They did not have the time to pay attention to the situation here. When the dust settled, a huge deep pit appeared. Those powerhouses stood in the void and looked at the situation in the deep pit. Kong Xian was lying there motionless, covered in blood. Obviously, he was either dead or seriously injured. After all, this was modern society. Many people knew that there was no need to talk too much nonsense when killing others. Moreover, it was best to kill them. Otherwise, in those anime, television dramas, and movies, when you felt that the person was dead and was very confident, suddenly the other party attacked you and then turned the tables. Were there not many such scenes? So, several powerhouses forcibly released their powerful power to ensure that Kong Xian was gone. Only then did they let out a long sigh of relief and then joined the battle with Yuan Hong. He's dead. Many people were secretly shocked. This is the virtuality realm? Why is it so weak? No. It's not that the Great Void Realm is weak. It's that these seniors are too strong. Although these seniors haven't reached the Great Void Realm, they can unleash a very strong combat strength. They can directly and steadily hit a warrior who doesn't have a defensive attribute. It's still quite fatal. Of course, the most important thing is still Lin Xian's attack. Without Lin Xian's attack, these seniors probably wouldn't have been able to find this opportunity. Lin Xian was becoming more and more godly in the eyes of these people. Lu Qingzhu glanced at Lin Xian with her beautiful eyes. At this moment, Lin Xian raised his Barrett and fired a bullet, aiming at Yuan Hong in the distance. Yuan Hong knew that something had happened to Kong Xian, but he didn't know if he was dead or not. At this moment, he was still very angry. Roar! An angry roar was heard, and a powerful white light erupted from its body. When the light dissipated, a giant white ape stood there with a fire and water staff in its hand, like a war god. A group of dregs who don't know the immensity of heaven and earth. If this sovereign was at his previous cultivation, just a wisp of his aura would have killed you all. Shua! A sword flew over, but it was blocked by Yuan Hong. At the same time, a figure flashed behind him, catching the sword and standing there. But it's a pity that you're not at your previous realm. Even if you transform into your original body, you're only at the early stage of the Great Void Realm. Go! Whoosh! Roar! Lin Xian aimed. In fact, there was no need to aim. Lin Xian just needed to use space control after shooting. Bang! A shot was fired. Yuan Hong was blocking the attacks of hundreds of people. Suddenly, he felt a force rushing at him. It disappeared and then reappeared behind him. Roar! He roared, holding the fire and water staff in his hand, and swept it behind him. The powerful bullet was directly swept away and landed in the distance. It was like a missile had exploded there. But the fact that he had blocked Lin Xian's bullet meant that the other experts had found a flaw in his defense. All kinds of power bombarded him like a storm. Roar! He let out a roar that shook the heavens and earth. This roar was a cry of pain. Even if his defense was strong, even if he was at the great virtual realm, he could not withstand the bombardment of such power and the power of the divine weapon. Although it was not fatal, and it seemed like it was just an external injury, but he felt very uncomfortable. The battle continued. Lin Xian found an opportunity to shoot another shot. He was blocked by Yuan Hong once again, and then those experts found another opportunity to bombard him indiscriminately. After that, Lin Xian shot another shot, and Yuan Hong blocked it again. The other experts found another opportunity. This Yuan Hong's mentality seemed to be a little problematic. These people were not very strong. Even if their realms were not bad, they had powerful spiritual weapons in their hands, and they had all kinds of abilities. However, for Yi Shiwen, who had an extremely strong defense, it was actually just a little bit of torture. If he continued to fight, he could still find many opportunities to eliminate these people one by one. Moreover, it was not easy for them to hurt him or attack him. However, there was such a person. He was as annoying as a mosquito, firing a shot every once in a while. Previously, Kong Xian's accident was because of that thing. Yuan Hong did not dare not block it, but every time he blocked it, he would be hit by a group of experts. It was not fatal, nor was it a serious injury. It was just an external injury. But after repeating this 3 times, he really could not stand it anymore. He was as annoying as a mosquito. Die for this sovereign. Yuan Hong's body exploded with a powerful force, shaking off the experts around him. Then, he roared angrily and rushed toward Lin Xian, who was like a mosquito in his eyes. He was anxious. Lin Xian, be careful. The experts shouted. Lin Xian's lips curled up slightly. The people around Lin Xian quickly ran away. Whoosh! Boom! Yuan Hong's powerful force bombarded Lin Xian, but Lin Xian easily used the space attribute and disappeared on the spot. Facing an opponent who did not have space and was not fast, space was simply a nightmare. Lin Xian appeared in the air and aimed. Bang! A shot was fired. Boom! It directly hit Yuan Hong's back, and Yuan Hong fell to the ground in an instant. He felt so King wronged. Ugh! His defense was not just for show. With another roar, he jumped dozens of meters. His jumping ability was amazing. Holding the fire-water staff with both hands, he smashed it toward Lin Xian. Then, Lin Xian easily disappeared on the spot and reappeared on the ground. He reloaded and fired again. This feeling was really great. The experts felt that if they were Yuan Hong, they would really explode with anger. Chapter 16:23. The most infuriating thing was, this Yuan Hong had a powerful demonic skill, but after it was released, because there were too many experts, it led to the collective release of power being able to easily block it. Yuan Hong's body was hit and fell from the sky. Good chance. The experts also realized that Lin Xian had the spatial attribute, so he was fine. Then, they began to focus on Yuan Hong. Lu Qingzhu stood there and looked at Lin Xian. How despicable. Although he was one of them, she felt that he was despicable. But it was effective. Lin Xian landed on the ground and sighed. That's it? Was this the temperament of the experts from thousands of years ago? Perhaps they had slept for so long that they lost their minds. Sword of Immortals, vanquish villains, heaven and earth split. Above the void, lightning flashed, and the shadow of a giant sword appeared and slashed down. The ground trembled, but then everything seemed to return to calm. When the dust settled, Yuan Hong was lying there, his breathing extremely weak. Phew! It's finally over. Those experts were also quite tired. The virtuous realm was indeed terrifying. Although they did not use all their trump cards, it was not easy to fight. Well, from the looks of it, this should be the final destination we're looking for. Many of them probably haven't woken up yet. Otherwise, it wouldn't be just these two who came out to fight us. And the good news is that these two are capable generals under King Zhou of Shang. Their realms are only so. No matter what, the others' realms can't be much higher. That's right, that's about it. Coupled with the methods they use to stop us from moving forward, they really don't have much ability. They just want to stall for time. Perhaps in a few days or a few months, they will all wake up. But fortunately, we came at this time. Otherwise, the consequences would be unimaginable. Even if we came, we would be courting death. With so many armies and experts, Earth is in danger. There are so many powerful existences in history. How many of them will wake up? Even the legendary Yu the Great, Yan Emperor, and their descendants, and even the ancient Pangu, Fuxi, and Nuwa. Do they really exist? Legend has it that Nuwa created humans. Are we really created by Nuwa? What realm is that? Even the heavenly Tao realm can't say that they created us, right? Could there be a realm above the heavenly Tao realm? There should be. After all, the heavenly Tao isn't a god. It makes sense that there are gods above the heavenly Tao. How could existences like Nuwa be gods? Perhaps he's no longer in this plane. The experts discussed animatedly. Don't worry about that for now. Let's go and see if that Yuan Hong is dead. If not, we'll finish him off quickly. Yes. Then, a few experts went over and finished off Yuan Hong. Now he was completely relieved. Let's rest. Even if we know that time is of the essence, there may still be danger waiting for us ahead. We have to face it in a better state. Yes. Those experts nodded in agreement. Amit Ba, Master Ku Wu of the Shaolin Temple, walked in front of Lin Xian and bowed. Thank you, Benefactor Lin Xian. Lin Xian said, Master, there's no need to thank me. I didn't do anything. If not for Benefactor Lin Xian, I'm afraid that we would have exhausted our strength in the battle against the million-strong army. Against these two powerful Great Void Realm experts, we can't stop for even a moment. We will definitely suffer great losses. Lin Xian said, We're all doing this for Earth. This is what we should do. Well said. Zhang Zhuoyang walked over and looked at Lin Xian. If not for the fact that you don't need it, I would really want to take you in as my disciple. This person was too outstanding. Senior, you flatter me. Everyone, take a rest first. We still have to rely on you seniors. Okay. Suddenly, Zhang Zhuoyang's expression changed. He spat out a mouthful of black blood as his figure staggered backwards. Almost at the same time was everyone else. It was really everyone. What's going on? Cough cough. I've been poisoned. An expert clutched his chest. How can this be? When was I poisoned? Why didn't I notice anything when I was poisoned? Only until the poison acted up? Many people quickly sat down and began to meditate on the spot to recuperate. Lin Xian frowned as he watched everyone sit down. However, Lin Xian and Lu Qingzhu were the only ones standing there unscathed. Lu Qingzhu was dumbfounded. Lin Xian? You're not poisoned? Lin Xian frowned. Qingzhu, you're fine? Lu Qingzhu did not know what to say. Why was she fine? I was poisoned too, but I might have detoxified the poison. Lin Xian said. What? Everyone has taken your own antidote pills, but Qingzhu and I have taken my own antidote pills. Lin Xian said. Cough cough cough, your detoxification pill can detoxify the poison? I refined it myself. The formula is different from ordinary detoxification pills. Even a more advanced detoxification pill might not be as effective as mine, Lin Xian said. How were we poisoned? Those people were puzzled. The poison in the air could indeed be detoxified by the detoxification pill. Everyone was poisoned. It could only be said that they had experienced it along the way. Desert scorpions. Lin Xian suddenly said. He knew something wasn't right. Those desert scorpions seemed to be domesticated and controlled. Their goal seemed to be purely to release the poison there. Because Lin Xian might have taken the detoxification pill to detoxify the poison, Lin Xian could not sense that the poison was not something that ordinary detoxification pills could detoxify. Moreover, it was latent. Everyone absorbed the poison at the same time, so the poison acted up at the same time. At that time, Lin Xian felt that those desert scorpions appeared to be there to stop everyone. However, it was obvious that those desert scorpions did not have the ability to stop them. They were too weak. It turned out that there was another reason. Do you still have the detoxification pill? Lin Xian nodded. I do have it, but it's definitely not enough for so many people. The poison's toxicity is not too strong, but it's definitely not that easy to detoxify. If that's the case, we won't be able to continue, Zhang Zhuoyang said. We can only fail. Let's go back first. After we go back, prepare for the next time. Or let the others gather as fast as possible and make another trip here. We can't delay any longer. We definitely won't be able to continue moving forward, Lin Xian said. Then I'll send everyone near the entrance. All right. Sorry for the trouble. Lin Xian shook his head. Then Lin Xian released the space and sent 2,000 people out. The rest of the way depended on them. Lin Xian stood there. Sigh. He sighed. Then he still had to walk on his own. Chapter 16:24. Lin Xian had no other choice. He had to go in. Even if these powerhouses could no longer enter, Lin Xian could not stop. He felt that the supreme nether glowing grass was very close. It was right in front of him. Moreover, Lin Xian had no reason to retreat. He still had a trump card. On the other side, where's Lin Xian? Those experts were sent to a location by Lin Xian. This location wasn't far from where they had entered. Although the entrance was closed, with so many of them, it wouldn't be a problem to forcefully destroy the closed area. However, when they turned their heads to look, where was Lin Xian? Did he not come? They thought that Lin Xian had released the space and came with them. Lu Qingzhu's pupils constricted slightly. He should not have come here. However, Lin Xian had inexplicably come to Dxion's tomb. His reason for coming to Dxion's tomb was definitely different from theirs. He had his own reasons. She did not know what they were, but now, he had even sent everyone over and left himself there? Even if everyone knew this, but they were powerless now. It was impossible for them to go back. Duan Lingxiao frowned. What was the meaning of this? What was going on? Why did Lin Xian stay there? Could it be that there was indeed a treasure here? No. It should be. This must be a very important mission that Lin Xian triggered. However, to be honest, he really did not have Lin Xian's ability. He was also poisoned now. Although he wanted to kill Lin Xian and interrupt his mission, the most important thing was still his own life. He only prayed for one thing now, and that was that Lin Xian died in Dxion's tomb. Even if he was not the one who killed Lin Xian, as long as Lin Xian died, his mission would be considered completed. Master Wuxin. Lu Qingzhu looked at him. Amit Ba. What's the matter, Miss Lu? Master Wuxin, please send me back to where I was just now. Lu Qingzhu said. This, Master Wuxin said, Miss Lu, Brother Lin must have his reasons for staying there. If Miss Lu goes there, I'm afraid you'll become a burden to him. Lu Qingzhu shook her head and said, I can help him. Although Master Wuxin didn't know Lu Qingzhu very well, he knew that she wasn't the kind of woman who couldn't tell right from wrong. All right then. Thinking about it, if Brother Lin didn't want her to go over, he also had the space attribute and could send Lu Qingzhu back. Then, Master Wuxin released his spatial power and sent Lu Qingzhu to her previous position. Lin Xian was just about to walk forward when a light flashed beside him. Lu Qingzhu appeared there. The F***CK? Lin Xian looked at her in confusion. Big sister, what are you doing? Lu Qingzhu's beautiful eyes stared at Lin Xian. What are you doing here? Me? I'm here to find out the truth of this place. I'm here for the sake of humanity. Nonsense. How could Lu Qingzhu not understand? It's true. Although Lin Xian was looking for the supreme glowing nether grass, if he had the ability, he would really eliminate the danger here because he would be leaving in the future. There were only 2 months left. If he could do something, he would definitely do it. Lu Qingzhu didn't believe it. This was definitely not Lin Xian's main purpose. No, what are you doing here? Are you here to drag me down? I'll send you back. Lin Xian was convinced. I can help you, Lu Qingzhu said. You can help me? Stop fooling around. Your realm isn't as high as mine, and you don't have the space attribute. How can you help me? Lu Qingzhu bit her lip and said, I can help you anyway. Don't worry, I have the ability to protect myself. I don't need you to protect me. Lin Xian glanced at Lu Qingzhu again. She wasn't the kind of woman who didn't know how to behave. Lin Xian also knew that she wouldn't ruin herself for the sake of some so-called friendship. The key was that she didn't want to drag him down, so Lu Qingzhu should really have the ability to do so. You don't have any problems, right? Well, I'm fine. I mean, you may have some kind of ability, but if you activate it, will it hurt you? Don't worry, I'm fine. I can do it alone. Lin Xian said. It's okay, don't worry. Lu Qingzhu said. Well, since you said so, I won't say anything. Lin Xian nodded. Then, the two of them looked forward. Then can you tell me now, what are you doing here? Lu Qingzhu asked. I say, why are you asking so many questions? Lin Xian glanced at Lu Qingzhu. Don't you know that women are all gossips? Lin Xian said with a smile, but you're not an ordinary woman. But I'm also a woman. Lin Xian didn't know what to do. Little Qingzhu, you took the risk to come with me. Do you care about me? Can't bear to leave me? Do you like me? If you do, just say it. You don't have to hide it. Don't change the subject. Lu Qingzhu said. Lin Xian shrugged and said, I'm here for Dongfang Shui. She's here? What are you thinking? Something happened to her. There are herbs here. Lu Qingzhu opened her mouth, but she didn't ask the question. Yes. She nodded. So, you can go back. I really don't need your help. Don't worry, I'm just going in to take a look. Lu Qingzhu said, I want to go in too, but I'm not going to help you. I want to see what's going on inside. I'm doing this from the perspective of a cultivator from Earth, and I have the ability to protect myself. Okay. Lin Xian didn't chat with Lu Qingzhu anymore, and the two of them walked in that direction. As they walked, the originally endless barren land suddenly became smaller, and they could only walk forward. As they walked, they found that there was only a passage as big as the ancient tomb. Then they walked to the end. F***ck. Lin Xian couldn't help but open his mouth when he saw the scene in front of him. The previous scene was already shocking enough. Even with so many terracotta soldiers, the scene in front of him was still so exaggerated. But what was different from before was that the previous place was in the open. This was a space so big that it was unimaginable, as if it was underground. In a huge space, there was no sky or stars above. It was an underground space hundreds of meters high. This space was so big that you couldn't see the end of it. This place was filled with terracotta soldiers. It was probably no less than the previous place. Lin Xian really felt that it would be a bit troublesome to deal with this, mainly because there were too many of them. How do we do it? Lu Qingzhu asked. In any case, following Lin Xian, she listened to everything Lin Xian said. Lin Xian gave her too much security. Lin Xian opened his eye of cave spirit. Chapter 1625. Under the eye of cave spirit, all the spiritual power was coming from the depths. That was the position. It should be behind the army. That was probably Lin Xian's destination. Rumble, just like before, the great army had all moved. Skip, let's not care about this. Lin Xian then released the power of space and estimated the distance. Then, the two of them disappeared. When they reappeared, they appeared at the rear of the army. A space in front of them came into view. Let's go. Lin Xian pulled Lu Qingzhu's hand and walked in. Whoosh! In front of them was another shocking scene. What was going on here? This space did not look special. It was very big, about the size of a normal stadium. It was the kind of huge space where A-list celebrities held a concert and could seat 100,000 people. There was water below, but the water was not deep. It was probably only about a meter deep. They could see the bottom of the water. Obviously, this was a specially built pool. However, as for what it was used for, they did not know for the time being. Moreover, this was flowing water. It should be water from the river outside. This was not important. What was important was that there were hundreds and thousands of coffins in the water. These coffins were of different colors, sizes, and patterns, but they seemed to be arranged in a very orderly manner. Could it be that they are all the generals under King Zhou during the Shang dynasty? Lu Qingzhu guessed. I'm afraid so. They are all in there. Lin Xian also saw that there were a few coffin lids that were open. There were only a few, but Lin Xian counted 7. In addition to the 2 that had been killed earlier, there should be 5 more powerhouses here. But where were they? Is he hiding? Lin Xian became alert. What I'm curious about now is how they fell asleep. Why is there no time in their sleep? Lin Xian muttered to himself. Actually, this was a very important thing to know. What I'm more curious about is why those people chose to go into hibernation. They were not from the same dynasty, and there was even a gap of thousands of years between them. But in the end, they all chose to go into hibernation. Was it because they knew that someone else was doing it, so they chose to do it, or did they know something? I'm afraid it's because they know something. Almost all of them woke up at this time, as if they had discussed it beforehand. However, it's impossible for them to all wake up at this time. Could it be that they all knew something and all of them woke up at this time? But why? Lin Xian frowned. This is also what those experts don't understand. King Zhou of the Shang dynasty is in deep slumber and is about to wake up at this time. King Qin is also in deep slumber and is about to wake up at this time. It's very strange. In contrast, the spiritual energy of the heavens and earth is extremely weak at this time. If they want to sleep, they should wake up at a time when the spiritual energy of the heavens and earth is more abundant. Lu Qingzhu said. Yes, so there must be a very important reason that we don't know. How did they fall asleep? Why did they freeze time? In this era, what is the reason for them to all awaken at this time? Lin Xian was truly perplexed. Why did these people need to sleep? Lin Xian definitely knew one of the reasons. That was, even if their cultivation level reached the heavenly Tao realm, their lifespans were at most a few thousand years. Even if you were at the heavenly Tao realm, you would only have a lifespan of 5,000 years, right? There was no such thing as eternal life. The ones with longer lifespans were the Fae. If a Fae could reach the heavenly Tao realm, based on their bloodline, just like the void fox Linglong Shui, her lifespan could reach tens of thousands of years, or even 100,000 years. This was the difference between humans and Fae. However, this world could be said to be unfair, but it could be said to be fair. The Fae had a long lifespan, but it was even harder for them to cultivate. Under normal circumstances, Linglong Shui would take 1,000 years to cultivate to the heavenly Tao realm. The weaker ones would even take 10,000 years. As for humans, if they were more powerful, they could reach the heavenly Tao realm in a few decades. This also led to the fact that there were not many high-grade demon race experts. They were far inferior to humans, but what was interesting was that the combat strength of Fae with powerful bloodlines was several times that of humans at the same realm. Let's ignore this for now. This space was extremely suitable for the growth of the supreme nether fluorescent grass. Therefore, Lin Xian was certain that the supreme nether fluorescent grass was here. Indeed, Lin Xian looked up and saw a blue heaven and earth fae swaying in the crevice of a wall 100 meters away. Lin Xian's eyes lit up. Supreme nether fluorescent grass. Lu Qingzhu traced Lin Xian's gaze and looked over. Is that what you're looking for? Lin Xian nodded. Wait for me. Be careful. After saying that, Lin Xian released the power of space and directly appeared there. Because he hadn't reached the Empyrean realm, Lin Xian couldn't fly. However, Lin Xian was able to grab the wall on the other side. Law of Creation. Lin Xian released the law of creation and created a force for his right hand. This force could defend against the supreme nether fluorescent grass's powerful impact. About a minute later, puff, Lin Xian spat out a mouthful of blood, and then a powerful force erupted there. Then, Lin Xian appeared beside Lu Qingzhu. Are you okay? Lin Xian shook his head, but his face was full of surprise. Supreme nether fluorescent grass, and it was a supreme nether fluorescent grass of sufficient quality. He had finally obtained it. His injuries were not serious. It was just that the supreme nether fluorescent grass was a very high-level heaven and earth fae after all. Generally, this kind of heaven and earth fae would be surrounded by powerful heaven and earth fae. If one wanted to pick this kind of heaven and earth fae, one would need to have great strength. And Lin Xian's domain realm was not enough. He released his strength to forcibly pick it, so naturally, he would be injured. But it did not matter. With the law of creation, Lin Xian's injuries could still recover quickly. The most important thing was that he had obtained the supreme nether fluorescent grass. Lin Xian carefully placed the supreme nether fluorescent grass into his interspatial ring. Once it was picked, this kind of heaven and earth fae would lose its protective power. Of course, it still contained powerful heaven and earth fae. Then, Lin Xian consumed a pill and released the law of creation to heal his injuries. Lu Qingzhu was protecting Lin Xian. It was very dangerous because 7 of the coffins had been opened and they had only encountered 2 people. There were still 5 more. It was possible that those people were watching them from the shadows, ready to take action at any moment. Lin Xian exhaled and stood up. That should be where King Zhou of Shang is. Lin Xian raised his hand and pointed at a huge golden coffin 100 meters in the air. Chapter 16:26. Lin Xian looked at the scene in front of him. In addition to the many coffins in the water, there were also coffins in the air. Looking up, there were also many coffins in the air. At first glance, the quality of the coffins was different. Gold, purple, blue, and the patterns on them were even more beautiful. There were many chains around these coffins in the air. At first glance, they looked quite scary. In the middle, there was a very noble golden coffin. At first glance, one would think that this should be the best one here. Therefore, under normal circumstances, this should be the one that King Zhou of Shang was sleeping in. Lu Qingzhu was also secretly shocked as she looked at the scene. This place. What should we do? Lu Qingzhu asked. In fact, she had a rough idea of what to do, but she didn't know the specific method. Lin Xian had a big heart, so she still had to rely on Lin Xian. Lin Xian had already gotten what he wanted. In fact, he could just slip away, but this place was too important. In addition, King Zhou of Shang was a tyrant. This was absolutely certain. In addition, they had stationed a large number of troops here. Lin Xian knew that if they really woke up, the consequences would definitely be harming Earth. When the time came for Lin Xian to leave, his women would definitely continue to stay on Earth. Therefore, Lin Xian would try his best to do as much as possible. Kill them directly. But what I'm worried about now is that they don't seem to have woken up. I'm worried that if we attack, they will wake up. I don't believe that they won't have any reaction even if they are killed in their sleep. Lin Xian. Then we can't attack, right? Lin Xian pondered for a moment. Of course, this is just my guess. You said that you have a trump card. What is it? Tell me. Lu Qingzhu said, I have a spatial spiritual tool that can help me leave. In addition, Lu Qingzhu hesitated for a moment and said, there was a power sealed in my body when I was young. This was also what my parents told me after I almost died at Tao Tai's place. This power will give me the power of a 10-star heavenly venerable after I unseal it. Is it harmful? Lu Qingzhu shook her head. Not really. It's just that I might enter a weakened state for a few days. It can only be used once. It's for me to save my life. I think that with my ability, with the cultivation of a 10 stars heavenly venerable, I should be able to fight against a great void stage expert whose cultivation is not that high. Lu Qingzhu was still confident about this. She herself was very outstanding, but because she was by Lin Xian's side, she was overshadowed by Lin Xian's brilliance. Then forget it. Don't use it if you can. This is your life-saving item. Just watch me. Doesn't that mean I'm just a bystander? Lu Qingzhu said. So, who told you to come here? Lin Xian rolled his eyes. Lu Qingzhu did not say anything. Why couldn't her realm be higher? But in this world, she was already enough. He only said that there might be some disasters in the future, so she had to reach a higher realm. Lin Xian muttered to himself as he made a plan. Let me see if there's anyone inside. Lin Xian's eyes narrowed as he released his destruction laws. He chose a coffin in front of him that was relatively close. With a burst of strength, the coffin exploded as a figure fell into the water. The man did not look like anything was wrong at first glance. His face was rosy and he was still breathing. But because he had fallen into the water, he woke up immediately. It was only because he had just woken up that he might not be able to move freely. He might even need some time to adjust to opening his eyes. After all, he had been asleep for thousands of years. How could it be normal to suddenly open his eyes? What Lin Xian was worried about had happened. F***K, he really woke up. But, Shua, Lin Xian took out 2 swords. One was the Shenyuan sword and the other was Lin Mo's divine sword. With the 2 swords in hand, Lin Xian's strength increased exponentially. With a spatial leap, he flashed over. Before the figure could see what was in front of him, he was slain by Lin Xian in 2 strikes. Regardless of what realm you are at, you can't be at the heavenly Tao realm, right? You can't be at the high levels of the great void realm, right? The sharpness of Lin Xian's 2 swords was entwined with flames of darkness. You didn't even release your spiritual energy and killed him casually. Lin Xian came to Lu Qingzhu's side. Do we have to do this one by one? Lin Xian said. From the looks of it, that's the only way. No, that's not important. Lin Xian looked at the coffins in the water. From the person he had just killed, he was likely at the early stages of the heavenly venerable realm. He might not even be at the early stages of the heavenly venerable realm. This was definitely because he had lost his cultivation realm due to his slumber. This was very normal. He might need some time to gradually recover his cultivation. In other words, there was no need for him to cultivate. He could slowly recover. Such a realm was not much of a threat. Lin Xian could not wipe them out today. When the time came, he could get others to wipe them out. If they woke up and escaped, they would not be able to cause any trouble in a great world like Earth. What was important was above. Lin Xian looked up. According to this person's situation, as long as Lin Xian acted quickly, even if it was King Zhou of Shang, Lin Xian felt that he could wipe him out. There was no other way. He could only be selfish. Whether or not they would turn over a new leaf, no matter what they thought, Lin Xian felt that wiping them out was the best choice. Lin Xian counted from above. There were a total of 48 coffins. Come. Bang. Lin Xian released the law of destruction and destroyed the one at the edge. The reason he did not directly destroy the one Lin Xian thought was King Zhou of Shang was because Lin Xian wanted to have a rough estimate of King Zhou of Shang's cultivation. From there, he could deduce what King Zhou of Shang's cultivation realm was. This way, Lin Xian could be prepared. One of the coffins exploded, and a figure fell out of it. Lin Xian leaped up and dashed toward the figure. Perhaps the person who was in deep sleep was confused, and then he died. It was easy. Lin Xian roughly sensed that he should have the defensive physique of a 10-star Heavenly Venerate or early-stage Great Void Realm Cultivator. Even if it was the physique of an early-stage Great Void Realm Cultivator, Lin Xian would not have much of a problem. With 2 divine swords in hand, Lin Xian could even fight a Great Void Realm Cultivator for a while, not to mention that they had not even opened their eyes yet. So simple? Lu Qingzhu stood to the side, stunned. Wasn't it a little too simple? Lin Xian also felt that it was a little too simple. Or did he think that this place was too difficult? Then, Lin Xian locked onto the giant golden coffin. No matter how strong King Zhou of Shang was, he couldn't possibly have the heavenly Tao, right? Chapter 16:27. Lin Xian believed that since King Zhou of Shang was able to claim the title of emperor at that time, he must have been the most powerful. If he died, there would be no leader. Even if there were still others, what could they do? Bang! Lin Xian released the law of creation. Then, a terrifying force rushed toward him. Lin Xian's pupils constricted. Not good. This should be an extremely strong defensive power. This defensive power should be able to destroy the person who attacked him. Fortunately, Lin Xian had the space attribute. He reacted quickly and released it. Then, he disappeared with Lu Qingzhu. After a short while, "You stay here," Lin Xian said to Lu Qingzhu. "No. I'm a 10-star Heavenly Venerable. I can help you. If you don't need me, I won't do it. If you need me, I'll help you." "All right." Then, the 2 of them went back. A figure stood in the air. His body was surrounded by a black light. His eyes were closed. King Zhou of the Shang dynasty. That was Lin Xian's first reaction. The impact just now had turned the surroundings into a mess, but the coffins were fine. Lin Xian did not hesitate. He rushed over. Full power. King Zhou of the Shang dynasty slowly opened his eyes. Impudent. His eyes narrowed. However, he was very weak right now. Because he had just woken up, or more accurately, because he had been woken up, he needed a period of rest. This was why they had created this place to prevent future disturbances. In fact, he was already on the verge of waking up. His aura. Lin Xian sensed it. About 7 or 8 stars of the virtualized realm. However, in Lin Xian's eyes, King Zhou of the Shang dynasty was a piece of trash. Even when he opened his eyes, all he could see was darkness. His brain was not working. It felt like he had been knocked unconscious and had just woken up. Or even worse. Therefore, Lin Xian only needed to have the power to kill him. Then, he could kill him. And Lin Xian definitely had that power. Although his cultivation level was not high, with 2 swords in hand, he released the law of creation and condensed the dark fire into 2 swords. Whoosh! You're courting death. At this moment, a sword flew out of nowhere, bringing with it a surging aura. Spatial lock. Lin Xian released the power of space to seal the sword. Then, whoosh! King Zhou's head fell to the ground. Lin Xian followed. That was it. To be honest, it was a little too simple. So simple that Lin Xian wondered if this was King Zhou of the Shang dynasty or not. Could this be a smokescreen? Was this a trick to confuse? Was this trick to protect King Zhou of the Shang? Lu Qingzhu could not believe it. Died King Zhou died? Was this King Zhou of the Shang? Lin Xian frowned. Holy shit. Usually, whenever he did something, there would be trials and tribulations everywhere. Lin Xian was already used to doing things that were not so simple. No matter where he went, he felt that things were definitely not as simple as they seemed on the surface. This had also formed a habit of being very careful. So now, Lin Xian felt that this was too simple? Is this King Zhou of the Shang dynasty? Lu Qingzhu could not believe it. I'm not sure either. Lin Xian shook his head. Or is it because I've been asleep for too long and have just woken up? But I did have the power to kill someone in the virtualized realm. After all, King Zhou of the Shang dynasty did not even release his defensive spiritual energy. Lin Xian said. It was ridiculous. Ha 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 ha. At that moment, a loud laugh sounded. Then, a black wind surged and rushed toward the sword in the air. A hand reached out from the black fog and grabbed the sword. Ha ha ha, the monarch's sword is in my hands just like that. Ha ha ha, Lin Xian and Lu Qingzhu looked on warily. It was an old man. He did not look like a simple old man. Then, he looked at Lin Xian and Lu Qingzhu. What a brat. You actually managed to break His Majesty's great array so easily and didn't die. You even managed to escape. So you have the spatial attribute. This old man is curious. How did you break His Majesty's great array? The old man looked down at Lin Xian. Hearing this, Lin Xian seemed to be sure that it was King Zhou of the Shang dynasty. And he was King Zhou's subordinate. How did he break the formation? Lin Xian did not know, but there was clearly some power protecting King Zhou of the Shang dynasty in his brother's coffin. It was just that. Perhaps the law of destruction was too invincible. Lin Xian did not think about how to break it. Anyway, he just wanted to break the coffin. At that time, he had used up a lot of spiritual energy. Lin Xian did not think too much about it. He thought that since it was the coffin of King Zhou of Shang, it was normal for the law of destruction to consume more spiritual energy. So there was a magic array. But I have to thank you. I thought that I would continue to follow His Majesty, but now that His Majesty is dead, the monarch's sword is in my hands. Ha ha ha. Since that is the case, I will let you live. Follow me. And if I don't? Lin Xian asked. No. Ha ha ha, then die. The old man's eyes narrowed. He was in a good mood. The first thing he did after waking up was to kill King Zhou of the Shang dynasty. As his subordinate, he had great ambitions. He said that he would follow King Zhou of the Shang dynasty, but he could not show his ambitions. He thought that if he could wake up early, kill King Zhou of the Shang dynasty, and take the monarch's sword, the world would be his. But reality was not so good. King Zhou of the Shang dynasty's coffin was protected by a powerful formation. He could not do anything about it, nor could he take the monarch's sword. He had already seen the people outside. Yuan Hong and Kong Xian were sent by him. He did not make a move because he wanted to kill King Zhou of Shang. However, he had awakened at the same time as Yuan Hong and Kong Xian. If they were together, he could not show it, so he could not make a move. He took advantage of the time when they were there to attack, but he could not do it. But this kid had done it. From today onwards, the world was his. Boy, since you have the space attribute, then you have some ability. Follow this old man. This old man is Grand Preceptor 1, no. From now on, I will be Emperor 1. Follow this old man and you will enjoy endless glory and wealth. Wen Zhong laughed. Grand Tutor Wen Zhong. Lu Qingzhu's pupils shrank. Wen Zhong? Who is that? Lin Xian did not know much about this. He is King Zhou's first general, the Grand Tutor of the Shang dynasty. He should be second only to King Zhou of the Shang dynasty. Lin Xian sensed that this old man's cultivation was at least at the 5 stars of the virtualized stage. And he had woken up, so it was difficult. Chapter 1628. To Wen Zhong, this kid had the space attribute, so he had the right to follow him. Moreover, he had never gone out before and did not know what the outside world was like. He might need someone to guide him, and from the looks of it, this kid was quite suitable. What should Lin Xian say now? He was not very afraid of a 5-star Great Void Stage cultivator. The gap between their realms was huge, but Lin Xian was also very strong. Especially with 2 swords in hand, Lin Xian's attributes increased by too much. Kid, do you still need to consider such a small matter? Grand Preceptor Wen looked at Lin Xian. He was quite grateful to this kid. He had actually killed King Zhou of Shang. This was simply an achievement for him. Therefore, this was also the reason why he gave Lin Xian a chance and did not kill him. I won't consider it. Lin Xian said. That's good. Follow me then. No. Lin Xian shook his head. I mean, I won't consider it. I won't follow you. Grand Preceptor Wan was stunned. Ha ha ha. Kid, are you kidding? At that time, you might be in existence second only to one person in the entire continent. What can you not have? You're telling me that you won't consider it? Do you want to die? Lin Xian nodded. That's true. I want to die, but I don't know if you have the ability to do so. Ha ha ha. Grand Preceptor Wan laughed loudly. Alright. Then I'll see what you're capable of. Whoosh, in the next instant, a black mist surged toward Lin Xian. Step back. Lin Xian said to Lu Qingzhu. I can help you. Lu Qingzhu said. She felt that she could erupt with a 10-star heavenly venerable cultivation, so facing a 5-star great void stage cultivator was not too bad. There's no need. Lu Qingzhu was stunned. He was only a 2-star Grand Dominion. Facing a 5-star great void stage cultivator. There was no need? It seemed like he could run away. Although Grand Preceptor Wan was powerful, Lin Xian had the space attribute, so he could run. Wasn't he going to run? Since Lin Xian had said so, Lu Qingzhu definitely wouldn't force her way through. Although Lin Xian's cultivation was low, she was really worried that she would cause trouble for him. Lin Xian held 2 swords in his hands and suddenly slashed at the black fog. Power erupted, and the black fog dispersed. Grand Preceptor Wen's eyes suddenly lit up. These 2 swords. He even had a feeling that these 2 swords were not any weaker than the monarch's sword in his hands. This was too exaggerated. That was the sword of King Zhou of Shang. How could a young man's sword be a divine artifact? It's no wonder why you're so confident. However, Grand Dominion Realm cultivators are still Grand Dominion Realm cultivators. Even if you're 10 times stronger than you are now, you'll still die. Grand Preceptor Wan sneered. His eyes narrowed as he charged towards Lin Xian. Then I'm sorry. What I want to tell you is that if I were 10 times stronger than I am now, you wouldn't even have the right to be arrogant in front of me. After Lin Xian finished speaking, he released his domain. Realm Reducing Domain. Forcefully reducing the other party's cultivation by 3 stars. Ignoring the realm. Alright. Lin Xian's Grand Dominion realm could only reduce his cultivation by 2 stars. However, this reduction of 2 stars could be considered as weakening his strength by quite a bit. What? Grand Preceptor Wan felt it and was rather shocked. The gap was so big, but he could still reduce his own realm? Something, but unfortunately, the gap was too big. He did not take this brat seriously at all. Law of Creation. Power doubled. Divine Rank Martial Technique. 10,000 Lightning Heavenly Prison. Sizzle. Black lightning exploded. Lin Xian's strength was not weak at all. Law of Creation. Power doubled. And then the power of 10,000 evil lightning bolts and the support of a divine rank martial technique. All of these added together brought about an exaggerated strength. One had to know that all of these were crushing. Grand Preceptor Wan probably did not have a divine rank martial technique, right? Lin Xian's explosive strength alone had already reached the power of the Great Void stage. Because there was also the support of 2 swords. The divine artifact, Shenyuan's sword, and the sacred sword that he had obtained there. The main reason was that the power of these 2 swords had increased Lin Xian's strength by too much. Lu Qingzhu revealed a very shocked expression. How did he achieve the power of his Grand Dominion realm to the Great Void stage in an instant? Grand Preceptor Wan was also secretly shocked. As expected, you have some skills. These 2 swords, this old man wants them. In his opinion, the bigger reason was these 2 swords. In fact, this was indeed the case, but he had completely underestimated Lin Xian, or rather, he did not know how heaven-defying Lin Xian was. In this collision, Lin Xian did not fall into a disadvantage at all. Lu Qingzhu was secretly shocked when she saw this scene. This was too frightening, right? A Grand Dominion realm was able to fight against a Great Void stage. Was this not an exaggeration? As for Lin Xian, he was already used to it. You brat, this old man really can't imagine. Grand Preceptor Wen could not help but be shocked. In his era, heroes rose together and experts were as common as clouds. Under such circumstances, he could not imagine that anyone could achieve this. However, all of this was done by this brat. Could it be that this era was so terrifying? If this era had already reached the point where a brat could fight against a great void stage expert, then how could he unify this era? Brat, this old man really can't bear to kill you now. Tell me, what is this era like? Grand Preceptor Wen pointed the monarch's sword at Lin Xian. Then before I answer this question, I wonder if you can tell me why you chose to sleep? Why did you awaken in this era? This was something that Lin Xian really wanted to know. In fact, if it was just them, then Lin Xian would not care. It was very normal and would just be a coincidence. However, other than them, Qin Shi Huang and many other existences chose to awaken in this era. They might be thousands of years apart, but they chose to awaken at the same time. Was this normal? This was not normal. Ha ha ha, if you follow this old man can consider telling you this secret. Oh. Lin Xian raised an eyebrow. You mean, if I don't follow you, you won't tell me? Of course. All right, then I don't want to know. Lin Xian's eyes narrowed. His figure disappeared and reappeared behind Grand Preceptor Wen. The spatial attribute is indeed a very troublesome attribute. It's a pity that your strength is too weak. Even if you can unleash a power that is not inferior to a great void stage expert, that is not your own strength. How long can you last? Lin Xian's lips curled. Perhaps I could have lasted for a long time, but now, I don't think there is any need for you to live. So, I won't. Let's end the battle here. A poisonous needle appeared in Lin Xian's hand. Chapter 1629. The poison needle was Lin Xian's source of confidence. Where did the poison needle come from? Lin Xian had specially spent system points to exchange for it from the system. The effect was very simple. It was poison. It was a simple poison. However, the poison could even kill a heavenly Dao. As long as a heavenly Dao realm existence was poisoned, they would die. Of course, it was unlikely that a heavenly Dao realm expert with a higher star rank would die from the poison. It was also because of this that Lin Xian was very confident. Now, Lin Xian felt that it was a loss to use a poison needle that could kill a heavenly Dao realm expert to kill a great void realm expert. However, Lin Xian had to kill him. If he didn't kill him, Grand Preceptor Wan was an extremely ambitious person. If he was allowed to leave this place and head to the outside world, he would definitely be a scourge. Since he was probably the strongest person present, Lin Xian would be at ease if he died. It was not a loss to use the poison needle. You wish to kill me with a mere poison needle? Grand Preceptor Wan found it ridiculous as he released the might of the Great Void. He felt that no matter what, with the might of the Great Void and his powerful defensive strength, what threat could the poison needle pose to him? However, he had truly underestimated Lin Xian. No. Perhaps he never expected such a thing to exist in this world? Perhaps it didn't exist in the first place, but it was something from the system. It was normal for others to be unable to understand it. Then, the poison needle easily corroded Grand Preceptor Wen's powerful defensive strength before easily piercing into his body. When the poison needle corroded his defensive spiritual energy, he couldn't dodge it no matter how hard he tried. After being stabbed by the poison needle, Grand Preceptor Wen plummeted from the sky and crashed to the ground. As for Lin Xian, he landed beside Lu Qingzhu. He's about to die. Lin Xian said nonchalantly. Lu Qingzhu. That can't be. Just watch carefully. Grand Preceptor Wen stood there with a look of horror. You. He pointed at Lin Xian. How is it? The corners of Lin Xian's mouth curled slightly. Puffed. He spat out a mouthful of black blood and knelt on the ground. How treacherous, how treacherous. Grand Preceptor Wen gnashed his teeth. Treacherous? Then why didn't you choose to dodge? Why did you choose to meet force with force? Is there something wrong with you? Grand Preceptor Wen exhaled. Brat, Detoxify this old man. Detoxify you? Did you misunderstand something? I'll detoxify you. Cure this old man's poison, and this old man will give you a treasure. Quick. Grand Preceptor Wen's expression was very bad. Then I'm really sorry, this poison. I really don't know how to cure it. You. Plop. Grand Preceptor Wen fell to the ground. Quick. Detoxify. Detoxify this old man. Before Grand Preceptor Wen could finish his words, his body turned into a pool of blood. Hiss. Not to mention Lu Qingzhu, even Lin Xian was shocked. F***CK. Was this poison really that strong? He had turned him into a puddle of blood in less than 10 seconds? How terrifying! Lu Qingzhu opened her small mouth. What kind of poison was this? How could it turn a virtualized realm expert into a puddle of blood in such a short time? It was normal if you could poison someone to death, but wasn't it a little terrifying to turn someone into a puddle of blood? Phew! Lin Xian breathed a long sigh of relief. King Zhou of Shang was dead, and so was Grand Preceptor Wen. The remaining people wouldn't be able to cause any trouble. Should we kill these people? Lin Xian glanced at Lu Qingzhu. Can you? Damn. The strongest are dead, so how strong can the rest be? But, if some of them are willing to adapt to this world and not do evil, wouldn't it be too cruel to kill them? Lin Xian said. But if one of them is unwilling, they can kill thousands of ordinary people with their strength. You're right. Lin Xian nodded, then began to work. After a long while, Lin Xian cleaned the area of blood. That's one less thing to worry about. Lu Qingzhu nodded. She really didn't think that everything would go so smoothly. In reality, everything had gone so smoothly because Lin Xian had easily resolved the most critical issue. As for everything else, it didn't seem to be a problem. Let's go. Lin Xian confirmed that there were no more problems here before leaving with Lu Qingzhu. This tomb of Emperor Xian should be fine. As for the rest, Lin Xian really couldn't do anything about Emperor Qin for now. Now, Dongfeng Shui was more important. The two of them appeared outside, where the people outside were still waiting. Some of them had already left, and some of them were still meditating to control the poison. This poison wasn't weak, so it wouldn't take their lives. Those with weaker cultivation bases had to hurry back to their families to find something to neutralize the poison. Lin Xian? They faltered slightly at the sight of Lin Xian and Lu Qingzhu. Lin Xian nodded. Is everyone all right? Are you all right? Someone asked. Lin Xian smiled. If I wasn't all right, would I still be standing here? What's the situation inside? Zhang Zhuyong asked. King Zhou of Shang and Grand Preceptor Wen were inside. Gasp! They all drew a collective sharp intake of breath. And then, Lin Xian, they're all dead. What? They looked at each other. Lin Xian, they were all in a deep slumber, and then I killed them. It was that easy. Then how are you so sure that King Zhou of Shang is inside? Lin Xian, Grand Preceptor Wen was waiting in the dark. He couldn't break the formation, so I broke it. When he saw that I killed King Zhou of Shang, he was very happy. He wanted to usurp the throne, but I killed him in the end. That's all. If you're interested, you can go in and take a look. There shouldn't be any danger inside, but I didn't ask why they all woke up at this time. When Lin Xian was slaughtering those who were in hibernation, he had released them a few times and questioned them. However, they couldn't say anything under the threat of death. They really didn't know. Perhaps those who knew were already dead. It was a pity. But it didn't matter, because this was only one. There were others who would have a chance to ask. Those experts definitely needed to go in and confirm, but not now. After that, they left. Lin Xian and Lu Qingzhu also took a plane. Big sister, why are you following me? Lin Xian was helpless. I just want to go in and take a look. If it's not convenient, then I won't go. Look at you, you won't accept my advances, but you still want to follow me. You're making things very difficult for me, okay? Lu Qingzhu. She gave up. You're going to find Dongfeng Shui, and you're still saying this? Don't you feel guilty? So are you going to accept me or not? They didn't leave. Chapter 1630. Lu Qingzhu really had to hand it to Lin Xian. His skin was thick to a certain extent. He already had a girlfriend, and more than one, and he even came to flirt with her. That was one thing, but the main thing was that he spoke as if he was really serious and righteous. I don't agree, Lu Qingzhu said. If you don't agree, I'll continue to pester you. Lin Xian said. Up to you. She rubbed her forehead helplessly, then looked out the window of the plane. Are we going directly to Dongfeng Shui's place now? Lu Qingzhu asked. Lin Xian nodded. Well, more or less. He had already contacted Dongfeng Bai, and Dongfeng Bai had prepared everything else. Don't worry, I'm just going to take a look. I also want to know what's going on with her these past few years. I'll leave later. Lu Qingzhu said. She knew that she would disturb Lin Xian there, but she and Dongfeng Shui could be considered acquaintances. Back then, there weren't many people she regarded as opponents, and Dongfeng Shui was one of them. In fact, she really wanted to know what was going on. Actually, it's nothing. Okay. Soon, they got off the plane, took a taxi, and went directly to Dongfeng Bai's place. Lin Xian. Seeing Lin Xian, Dongfeng Bai and Dongfeng Shui's mother, Xia Zhu, hurriedly came out to greet him. Uncle Dongfeng. Auntie Xia Zhu. Lin Xian shouted. Come in and sit. Qingzhu, you're here too. Lu Qingzhu nodded. Yes, I came back with Lin Xian, so I came to visit. Come in and sit together. In the living room, Xia Zhu poured tea for them. Lin Xian, I've prepared everything else, but the supreme nether glowing grass. I really can't find it. Dongfeng Bai handed Lin Xian a cigarette. Lin Xian, I've found the supreme nether glowing grass. What? Hearing this, Dongfeng Bai revealed a pleasantly surprised expression. Lin Xian didn't tell them about this operation, including the fact that Lin Xian had obtained the supreme nether glow grass. In their opinion, Lin Xian was here to check on their progress. Lin Xian nodded. Yes, I specifically went out this time and obtained the supreme nether glow grass. After saying that, Lin Xian stretched out his hand, and the supreme nether fluorescent grass that released a powerful heaven-earth spiritual energy appeared in Lin Xian's palm. They looked at each other and were pleasantly surprised. This Lin Xian really gave them a big surprise. He used to be so weak, but now, he was doing something that even he, the master of the Dongfeng family, couldn't do. Great. That's great. Dongfeng Bai was so excited that the hand holding the cigarette trembled slightly. Then, Uncle Dongfeng, take out the other things. I'll go directly to your back garden to refine the pill. After refining the pill, we can go find Dongfeng Shui. Okay. Lin Xian was refining the pill in the back garden, and Lu Qingzhu and the others were watching from the side while chatting about something. After this incident, Lu Qingzhu more or less understood what was going on. To be honest, she really admired Dongfeng Shui. She really admired her. In the past, she felt that those kinds of stories were so brave, but she only saw them in the news, novels, anime, and so on. She didn't think that it really existed in reality. And she was so noble, but she was willing. At the same time, she was also envious of Lin Xian. She was also envious of Dongfeng Shui. For her, Lin Xian was willing to sacrifice his life. So, it was really worth it. Boom! A bolt of lightning fell, and Lin Xian opened his eyes. His face was slightly pale because he had used too much spiritual power. But now, nothing else mattered. The most important thing was that he had successfully refined the pill. Lin Xian heaved a sigh of relief, and a look of pleasant surprise appeared on his face. Lin Xian, how is it? Xia Zhu hurriedly asked. Lin Xian nodded. It's a success. Then, Lin Xian opened the pill refining furnace, and a medicinal fragrance and spiritual power of heaven and earth wafted out. Then, Lin Xian took out a pill from inside. This pill, is it enough? Xia Zhu still felt a little incredulous. In fact, as a cultivator, she also knew this, but she just felt that her daughter had been like this for 3 years, and the entire world was helpless. Those Kunlun Mountain, the top forces, and those old monsters were all helpless. But now, such a young child had a way, and it was just a simple pill. She just felt that it was a little incredulous. Of course, she hoped that all of this was real. Lin Xian nodded. This pill is really all that's needed. Dongfeng Shui was just poisoned, and everything will be fine once the poison is cured. If she were a normal person, it wouldn't be so simple, but she's not a normal person, and her cultivation base isn't low either, so there shouldn't be any accidents. Then does that mean that if we go over now and give her the pill, she'll wake up? Xia Zhu asked excitedly. Lin Xian, pretty much, but it'll take a while, maybe a few hours, maybe a few days. After all, once the poison is cured, she'll still need some time to recover. Then, let's go over now. Lin Xian nodded. Let's go now. Lu Qingzhu. You guys go, I won't disturb you. I'll go back to the Lu family first. Lin Xian nodded. Alright, take care. Lu Qingzhu definitely wasn't going to disturb them. She was just a little curious, and she basically knew everything now, so it wasn't a big deal. Besides, Dongfeng Shui and Lin Xian might meet later, so what was she going to do there? This was a family matter, so wouldn't she be a wet blanket? She was quite happy for them. Lu Qingzhu left, and Lin Xian went with them to the place where Dongfeng Shui was. Lin Xian went in, but Dongfeng Bai and Xia Zhu didn't. Father, you might be able to see Shui soon. Dongfeng Bai looked at Dongfeng Tiandao with excitement. Do you guys think he can really do it? Dongfeng Tian asked worriedly. He really felt that it was a pity for his granddaughter, and he really wanted to hear her call him grandfather again, but, right now, he wasn't worried about anything else. He was only worried that everyone's hopes would be for naught in the end. Why did he say that? After all, with Lin Xian's age and whatnot, he should be telling the truth. But, what if he made a mistake in his judgment? For a young man like him, there was a high possibility that he would make a mistake in his judgment. It wasn't that they didn't believe him, but, to be honest, they were just worried. They felt like the greater their expectations, the greater their disappointment. Lin Xian gave Dongfeng Shui the pill. Chapter 1631. Lin Xian looked at Dongfeng Shui, then sat down beside her and held her hand. Lin Xian didn't know how long Dongfeng Shui would take to wake up, but he knew that she would wake up sooner or later. To be honest, Lin Xian was still a little nervous, but he felt guilty. He didn't know what Lin Xian would do after Dongfeng Shui woke up. Time slowly passed by. Lin Xian was still waiting outside. It was already dark outside, but Dongfeng Bai and Xia Zhu were still waiting outside. This was their daughter, of course they cared about her. It was just that half a day had already passed, but they still didn't know what to do. Lin Xian was still sitting there. He had already talked a lot with Dongfeng Shui, so he wasn't too worried. It was just a matter of time before she woke up. After all, Lin Xian had been lying here for so long, so he could understand. On the phone, Lin Xian was chatting with Mu Qingya with his head down. It had been a long time since Lin Xian left the Mu family. After the battle at Kunlun Mountain, he hadn't returned until now. Mu Feifei had already said that Lin Xian was going to abandon her, which made Lin Xian feel very awkward. I'll say it again, I'm not abandoning you. I have something to do, so you're going to get beaten up. Lin Xian sent a voice message, then raised his head, and his body suddenly trembled. At this moment, Dongfeng Shui, who was lying there, had turned her head. She didn't have any other reaction, and just stared at Lin Xian with her eyes wide open. Shui. Lin Xian hurriedly stood up, not knowing what to do or where to put his hands. Dong Feng Shui just stared at Lin Xian. Lin Xian looked at her with a smile. What's wrong? Dong Feng Shui reached out and grabbed Lin Xian's hand. Where are we? Is this heaven? Lin Xian smiled and nodded. Yes, it's heaven. Dong Feng Shui sat up and looked at Lin Xian with her big, beautiful eyes. I've been looking for you for a long time. Lin Xian looked at her. I forgot. I can't really remember. Dong Feng Shui shook her head lightly. Idiot. Lin Xian sat down beside her and wrapped his arms around her slender body. Dong Feng Shui leaned into Lin Xian's embrace, and the two of them sat there in silence. You're the one, Dong Feng Shui said in a quiet voice. Then I definitely can't compare to you. Dong Feng Shui then looked up at Lin Xian. Why is your hand warm? Lin Xian. He couldn't help but smile. Of course, I'm a living person. Of course my hands are warm. You're also alive and well. That's why I said you're a fool. After a long while, after a really long time, Lin Xian finally convinced Dong Feng Shui that she was still alive. Lin Xian was also still alive. I feel like I've been dreaming for a long time. That's right, you've been dreaming for 3 years. Little idiot, why are you doing this? Lin Xian held her hand. If I were a little more mature, I definitely wouldn't have done this. Dong Feng Shui teased with a smile. Tsh. Lin Xian reached out and pinched her pink cheeks. Dong Feng Shui closed her eyes and allowed Lin Xian to pinch her cheeks. What? Are you asking for a kiss? Lin Xian chuckled. She opened her eyes. In your dreams. Lin Xian ruffled her hair and hugged her again. Lin Xian. Then, where have you been these past 3 years? Me. Lin Xian looked into the distance. I went to a place very, very far away. That place is called the Heavenly Blue Planet. There was a person who was very similar to me, and I became him. Or rather, I became a new me. There were also humans and demon beasts there, and they were even more powerful than here. The demon beasts were devouring the human race, and the human race was fighting back. There were many interesting girls there. There was one who was very similar to you. She was gentle, but she was very cold to strangers. There was also another. Lin Xian told her about the Heavenly Blue Planet. Dong Feng Shui listened in silence. You mean, you transmigrated? Dong Feng Shui was a little surprised. Do you believe me? I believe you. Lin Xian then continued. In the beginning, I didn't know how I was going to come back, but I came back by chance. I also discovered that there must be some kind of connection between Earth and the Heavenly Blue Planet. So, I wanted to find out more about this. Furthermore, Earth is already... Lin Xian told her many things. You've changed so much in the past 3 years. Dong Feng Shui said softly. Yes, but you haven't changed at all. Lin Xian planted a kiss on her cheek. But you've changed. Huh? Dong Feng Shui looked at Lin Xian and gently stroked Lin Xian's cheek. You've become perverted, you've become smooth-talking. Ahem, Lin Xian coughed dryly. She couldn't help but chuckle. But I don't think I've changed. Shui, there's something Dong Feng Shui shook her head. I know you don't have to say it. Huh? She looked at Lin Xian with her beautiful eyes. I'm not blaming you. Lin Xian smiled. You scared me. All right, your parents and grandfather are waiting outside. Go and meet them first. We'll talk about the rest later. All right, my parents. Lin Xian stroked her cheek with a smile. Don't worry, I've already received your parents' approval with my super charisma. Dong Feng Shui also smiled sweetly. Then, Lin Xian helped Dong Feng Shui stand up. She was still not used to it. After lying down for so long, it wasn't that she couldn't walk. She just needed some time to get used to it. I don't know what's going on inside. Dong Feng Bai paced back and forth. He had been walking for a long, long time, but none of them went in. Dad! A voice sounded, and Dongfang Bai's body suddenly stopped. He abruptly turned around. Shui! Then, they hugged each other. Dongfang Bai, this big man, also shed tears. Lin Xian stood there and looked at this scene. Everything was fine. Lin Xian smiled. Finally, a huge rock in his heart was completely lifted. He was really grateful to this divine awakening door for bringing him to this place, for allowing him to return to Earth. Shui, my daughter. Xia Zhu hugged Dongfang Shui as tears streamed down her face. Beside her, Dongfang Tian was also secretly wiping away his tears. Your daughter is unfilial. I've made you worry. Dongfang Shui had heard a lot from Lin Xian. She also knew how much pain her impulsive actions had brought to them. She also felt very guilty. Chapter 1632. Tears welled up in the eyes of Xia Zhu, Dongfang Bai, and Dongfang Tian. Surprise. Excitement. It was truly indescribable. It's okay, it's okay. Just don't be so stupid in the future. It's our fault. It's all our fault. We definitely won't do it again. Xia Zhu hugged Dongfang Shui. Thank you, Mom. Dongfang Shui's eyes also reddened. Dongfang Bai turned around and wiped away his tears. Something that could make a grown man cry was truly rare. Especially when he was the head of the Dongfang family. Lin Xian stood behind them and watched this scene with a smile. Come, let's go home. Okay. After that, they returned to the Dongfang family mansion. Of course, it was just their mansion. They finished dinner together and then sat in the living room and chatted for a long time. Dongfang Shui had also completely recovered. It's getting late, go to bed early. Lin Xian, you can sleep here. Xia Zhu said to Lin Xian. In reality, she wanted to chat with her daughter for a while longer, but it was indeed getting late. I don't need to sleep so early. I still want to chat with Dad, Mom, and Grandpa. I've already slept long enough. Dongfang Shui said. Haha, sure. Dongfang Bai chuckled and tossed a cigarette to Lin Xian. Lin Xian took a drag. Lin Xian, when are you going to think about it? Let's hurry up and have this wedding with Shui, Dongfang Bai said. Lin Xian faltered slightly. Dongfang Shui also sat there awkwardly. To be honest, she was a little uncomfortable. She had grown up in an extremely strict environment. Xia Zhu and Dongfang Bai were very strict with her. To be honest, she had never thought that these words would come from her father's mouth. Uncle. What? You don't want to? Dongfang Bai asked. Lin Xian, I do, but... Dongfang Shui looked at Lin Xian with her beautiful eyes and said, Dad, Lin Xian and I are still at an age where we're struggling. I want to talk about this later. Lin Xian said, Yes, Shui still needs to cultivate well first. You're talking as if she can't cultivate after you get married, Dongfang Bai said as he took a puff of his cigarette. Lin Xian chuckled. Uncle, if you get married, you'll have to have a child. If you have a child, Shui will have to take care of a child. How is she going to cultivate? Dongfang Shui blushed slightly. I'll help you. Lin Xian scratched his head awkwardly. All right, Dad, we're going to rest. Dongfang Shui hurriedly dragged Lin Xian away. She was a very sensible and virtuous girl, and she had a lot of considerations for others. Of course she wanted to marry Lin Xian, but Lin Xian had hesitated just now. Regardless of what he was hesitating about, Dongfang Shui had to consider Lin Xian's well-being. Dongfang Bai didn't arrange a separate room for Lin Xian. Lin Xian understood and went straight to Dongfang Shui's room with her. Lin Xian had never entered this room before. To be more precise, Lin Xian had never entered the Dongfang family's room before. Of course, other than these 2 times. Dongfang Shui pushed open the door and looked at the furnishings in the room that were almost exactly the same as in her memories. Many memories flooded her mind. Your room is pretty much what I imagined it to be, Lin Xian said. It was a very simple room. It wasn't very beautiful, nor was it very pink. It was also very similar to her personality. Then, Lin Xian walked in and jumped onto the bed. Soft. Dongfeng Shui walked in and touched many things in the room. Then, her gaze fell on a small jar in the corner of the table. Isn't this my gift to you? Lin Xian said. Yes. Dongfeng Shui nodded. Lin Xian took a look. There were many things in the room that he could remember. There were many simple little things that he had given Dongfeng Shui. There were small roly-polies, small dolls, wind chimes. There were probably only a few dozen yuan, but she accepted all of them very well. I'm going to take a shower. You can sit anywhere you want, Dongfeng Shui said, and then hurried to the bathroom. She had been lying there for so long. Although she wasn't dirty, she just wanted to take a shower. Let's go together. Get up. Dongfeng Shui blushed slightly and then hurriedly pushed Lin Xian away. All right, go take a shower. Lin Xian smiled. Okay. Lin Xian then sat on her bed and took out his phone. He hadn't replied to Mu Qingya's message in a long time. He had to reply quickly. Little Qingya, I'm back. It was getting late. Mu Qingya was sitting on the bed cultivating when her phone rang. Then, she quickly stopped cultivating and took a look. What's the matter? Huh? Nothing. I mean, did something happen to you? Mu Qingya asked. No, I'm fine now. I'm really sorry. I'll be back in a few days. Mu Qingya sent an okay. Then I'll go cultivate. All right, I won't disturb you. Kiss. Mu Qingya sent a rolling eyes emoji and then didn't reply. They didn't need to talk too much. The main thing was that Mu Qingya knew that Lin Xian was fine. She just needed to see Lin Xian reply to her. She didn't care what he was doing. Even if he was in her bed right now, it didn't matter. Dongfeng Shui walked out in her pajamas and dried her hair. Go take a shower, she said to Lin Xian. Then give me a kiss. Go. Dongfeng Shui pushed Lin Xian. Okay, I'll go take a shower. After taking a shower, Lin Xian walked out in his pajamas. Dongfeng Shui was already sitting on the bed, but Xia Zhu was also in the room. Ahem. Auntie. Lin Xian was immediately put in an awkward position. Xia Zhu glanced at him. I just came to give you 2 cups of milk. Rest early, Auntie won't disturb you anymore. Saying this, Xia Zhu closed the door and walked out. What did your mom say? Lin Xian leaned over to Dongfeng Shui and asked in confusion. Nothing, she just said some common things. Dongfeng Shui was looking at some things on her phone. These were some of the more important things that had happened during her 3 years of hibernation. Lin Xian then snuggled into the bed and she leaned into Lin Xian's arms. Do you blame me? Lin Xian asked. Dongfeng Shui shook her head. Of course she knew what Lin Xian was talking about. Her parents wanted them to get married as soon as possible, but Lin Xian was hesitating. Logically speaking, Lin Xian wouldn't refuse, but she knew that Lin Xian definitely had his reasons. Actually, I already have other girls. Dongfeng Shui reached out and covered Lin Xian's mouth with her hand. Tell me those stories again. Dongfeng Shui looked at Lin Xian with her beautiful eyes. Okay. Lin Xian then told her many, many stories about Sky Blue. Chapter 1633. Dongfeng Shui was very engrossed in his stories. These were stories about Lin Xian in the past few years. She was very concerned about them, and she also felt that these stories were all very interesting, especially the people in the stories. They were all very adorable. But, how did you come back? Dongfeng Shui asked. Dongfeng Shui was the only person on earth that Lin Xian had told about these things. Lin Xian was a little worried that these things would reveal the secrets of the heavens. However, it appeared that the 2 continents were connected, so this shouldn't be considered as revealing the secrets of the heavens. The only thing that could be considered as revealing the secrets of the heavens was his reincarnation. However, Lin Xian had said that he had transmigrated, not that he had reincarnated. These were two completely different concepts. I'm also very confused. At the time, I participated in a martial arts competition, and I won first place in the competition. Dongfang Shui's eyes lit up as she looked at Lin Xian. The top 10 can enter a place called the God's Awakening Door. It's a very powerful place, but it's said that those who come back from there will forget everything that happened in the God's Awakening Door. Therefore, those who came out from there before don't know what's inside the God's Awakening Door. But when I went in, I found that I had returned to Earth. Dongfang Shui looked at Lin Xian. You're saying that it's a passageway between Earth and the heavenly blue planet? That's what it looks like for now, Lin Xian replied. Then can I go in? Lin Xian shook his head. No, I only know that the passageway to this place is the Divine Enlightenment Door, but to go back, the passageway is opened by a mysterious power. From what I've seen so far, it most likely doesn't have that kind of power. So, you want to go back? Dongfeng Shui asked. Lin Xian nodded. Yes. He looked at Dongfeng Shui and said, "This is why I can't marry you, and it's also why I have to tell you this." Lin Xian then lit a cigarette and said, "I need to go back, and I have to go back, not only because I have a lot of things to do there, but also because I only have 3 months on Earth. If I can't get there in 3 months, I will be annihilated by an invisible force. So in order to survive, I have to leave." Dongfeng Shui nodded. "All right, I understand. Don't tell anyone about this." Dongfeng Shui nodded. Then, she thought of something and said, "You said, if those people go back from here, they will lose their memories of this place, so will you?" Lin Xian nodded. "Normally, I would think so, but it doesn't matter." Lin Xian hugged her and said, "I have memories of you. I won't forget those memories. At most, I'll forget the memories of the 3 months here." This actually did matter, because Lin Xian wasn't afraid of forgetting Dongfeng Shui, but he was afraid of forgetting Mu Qingya, Mu Feifei, Lu Qingzhu, and Qin Yijuan. Hence, Lin Xian felt like he had to do something when the time came. "How powerful were you there?" Lin Xian smiled. "You can say that. I was about to break through to the heavenly Tao realm." Dongfeng Shui's mouth gaped open. "You were that powerful?" Lin Xian, "It's not that I was powerful, it's just that the average person in that world is more powerful. On Earth, the most powerful cultivators are probably at the Great Void stage at most, right? But there are as many Great Void stage cultivators as there are dogs, and many prodigies have also reached that stage. It must be very dangerous there." Lin Xian nodded. It is very dangerous, but I think it's okay. It's actually dangerous everywhere. After all, it's the same everywhere. On Earth, the average person isn't powerful, but that also means that everyone isn't powerful. Although there are powerful cultivators there, you can also be powerful. Then you have to be careful. Lin Xian nodded with a smile. "Don't worry. Who would have thought that the poor kid from the past would suddenly become such a powerful figure?" Dongfeng Shui said with a smile. "Then didn't that poor kid from the past also eat swan meat?" Lin Xian smiled. Dongfeng Shui rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. "By the way, have you heard?" Lin Xian suddenly thought of something. Something has happened on Earth. I just came out of Emperor Xian's tomb." "Emperor Xian's tomb? Isn't that the tomb of King Zhou of Shang?" Dongfeng Shui asked. Lin Xian nodded. Then, Lin Xian told Dongfeng Shui about the current situation on Earth. "So that's how it is." Dongfeng Shui was secretly shocked. "That's right. I'm afraid that Earth won't be peaceful in the future. Even though I've destroyed King Zhou of Shang, there are still so many emperors and ambitious people in history. When all of these people are born, no one knows what Earth will become." Lin Xian said, "I'm not worried about anything else. I just feel like I won't be here when the time comes. I don't know what kind of beings you'll be facing, so I'm more worried." Don't worry, there are so many powerful beings on Earth. There won't be any problems. Then you have to promise me one thing. Lin Xian looked at her and said, if we really do encounter any danger, I hope that if you can, you won't appear. At most, you can act as a backup character. Don't take the brunt of the attack. Lin Xian knew this little girl all too well. She appeared to be very gentle and virtuous, but deep down, she was a righteous person. She would do this. What was Lin Xian worried about? Dongfang Shui was too beautiful. Most of those powerful beings were men, and this kind of beauty was very alluring to men. If Dongfang Shui showed too much of her face, Lin Xian would be very worried. I promise you. Lin Xian pinched her pink cheeks. Really? Really, I promise. Lin Xian smiled. Alright. Then, it's time to get down to business. Ha! Clack. Lin Xian turned off the lights. Dongfang Shui pushed Lin Xian with all her might, and the two of them began to wrestle with one another. Shameless. The two of them were sweating profusely from their tussle, and Dongfang Shui rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. Hee, I haven't even gotten down to business yet. How am I shameless? You weren't like this in the past. Dongfang Shui pinched Lin Xian. People change all the time. You're becoming more and more shameless. I've discovered that women love bad men. Is that why you're picking up so many girls? Dongfang Shui rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. No. That's enough. It's time to get down to business. Pervert. Chapter 1634. The night passed by just like that. He had done everything he could. What Dongfang Shui couldn't accept was that Lin Xian had become so bad. The next morning, Dongfang Shui opened her eyes and looked at the sleeping Lin Xian. He wasn't all that handsome, but she liked him. Am I handsome? Lin Xian suddenly asked. Dongfang Shui. Baddie. She punched Lin Xian. Ha. Lin Xian then wrapped his arms around her. Dongfang Shui snuggled into Lin Xian's arms. Tell me, how many girls have you bullied? You're no longer the newbie you used to be. You're a seasoned veteran now. Dongfang Shui pinched Lin Xian's waist as she threatened him. She had only had sex with Lin Xian twice, and this time, it was only the third time. Lin Xian had been a little boy before, but now, he was so skilled that he could not be more skilled. All kinds of skilled positions made her blush and her heart beat faster. Baddie. Ahem. Lin Xian coughed dryly. Tell me. No, I really didn't. I don't believe you. Dongfang Shui rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. But the one I love the most is you. Go to hell, you've gone bad with your sweet talk. Dongfang Shui rolled her eyes again. Hee. Lin Xian smacked his lips against her cheek. What if you're pregnant? Dongfang Shui asked. If you're pregnant, give birth to the baby. Lin Xian chuckled. Humph. She bit Lin Xian. It would have been fine if Dongfang Shui hadn't mentioned Lin Xian, but now that she did, Lin Xian missed little Tianyi and little Shishir to death. Actually, I have one more thing to tell you. Dongfang Shui looked at Lin Xian. Actually, I already have a baby. Dongfang Shui. To be honest, she really didn't expect this. Where is it? Can I have a look? But she didn't blame him. On the contrary, she was pleasantly surprised. She must be very happy to have a baby with him. On another continent. What a pity. Dongfang Shui asked. But if you want to, I can show it to you. Lin Xian said. Really? What do you think? Is it a boy or girl? Dongfang Shui hurriedly asked. Girls always had a kind of motherly radiance, especially when it came to cute little babies. They absolutely had no resistance. A boy and a girl, Lin Xian said. Twins? Are you really that lucky? Lin Xian shook his head. No, Dongfang Shui. In just 3 years, You made a girl give birth to 2 children for you? Do you have a conscience? Dongfang Shui criticized. No, 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 it's 2 girls. Dongfang Shui. Scumbag. Lin Xian. To be honest, he had already told Dongfang Shui so many secrets, so Lin Xian felt like he shouldn't hide anything from her. Alright, I don't mean anything by that. Dongfang Shui then said, I want to see pictures. Alright. Lin Xian didn't have pictures, but he had the laws of creation. Lin Xian only had to rely on the laws of creation in his memory to create pictures. Look. The pictures of little Tianyi and little Shi appeared in the air. Wow. Dongfang Shui couldn't help but let loose a cry of surprise. So beautiful, so adorable. Dongfang Shui exclaimed. To be honest, little Tianyi and little Shi's looks were unparalleled. They really are so adorable, and so beautiful. Dongfang Shui was full of praise. Of course, they're my babies. Lin Xian said proudly. Come on, it must be because of the girls' looks. With your looks, there's no way you can give birth to such beautiful babies. You've been led astray. When did you learn to insult me? Lin Xian pinched her. Dongfang Shui stared at little Tianyi and little Shi. Wow. She really wanted to hug them and rub their cheeks. What are their names? Dongfang Shui asked. The girl's name is Lin Shi, and the boy's name is Lin Tianyi. Their names are nice as well. Of course, they're my babies, Lin Xian said proudly. I want to see what the girl looks like, Dongfang Shui said. Cough cough, don't bother. Lin Xian coughed dryly. Hurry up. Lin Xian rubbed his nose. Alright. Lin Xian then used his memory to create Linglong Shui and Yi Ranbing's appearances. Dongfang Shui looked at them. So beautiful. She couldn't help but exclaim. Of course. Lin Xian. Dongfang Shui looked on. They really were beautiful. She had really never seen such a beautiful woman. Could a woman be so beautiful to this extent? She was also a beautiful woman, and she had seen many beautiful women, but compared to these 2, there was really a huge gap. They really are beautiful, Dongfang Shui said. Lin Xian saw that she seemed to be a little dazed, and he seemed to have guessed what she was thinking. Could it be that she felt that they were so beautiful that she didn't seem as beautiful as she was? Lin Xian then said, Actually, even though they're beautiful, they're a little special. What? Lin Xian then said, They're both from the monster tribe. Monster tribe women? Lin Xian nodded. That's right, they're both from the monster tribe. Monster tribe women are generally very beautiful, and she's from the fox tribe. Fox tribe women are all very beautiful, but in my eyes, you're not inferior to them. You'll definitely be just as beautiful in a couple of years. So, you just think that I'm not as beautiful as them. Lin Xian. Holy F***CK. Women. Ahem, Shui, you've been led astray. You were never like this in the past. That's because you've become bad. Dongfang Shui mumbled before looking at Lin Xian with her beautiful eyes. Why are you looking at me? I'm just wondering, what's so special about you that they're so attracted to you? Lin Xian. She then reached out and pinched Lin Xian. He was still the same. How could a girl like her like him? Most importantly, she even gave birth to his baby. Those who didn't know would think that he was bragging. Handsome. Shameless. Dongfang Shui then took another look. They really were beautiful. Furthermore, apart from their stunning looks, what made her feel that they were very powerful was their auras. They really were very powerful. Their auras are so good. When can I have such auras? Dongfang Shui muttered to herself. Big sister, you have your good points. Don't compare yourself to others. Besides, they're all at the heavenly Tao realm, so it's normal for them to have such auras. Dongfang Shui. They're all at the heavenly Tao realm. How did you manage to woo them? She found it unbelievable. Wasn't he too powerful? Wasn't this Lin Xian a straight man? Chapter 1635. Lin Xian felt like he shouldn't have told her this. Damn. Women. Lin Xian then said, "Let's not talk about this anymore, okay?" Lin Xian then erased the image. "Then tell me about your story with them. You haven't told me about them before." "Wait a minute." Dongfang Shui thought for a moment. Lin Xian had told her about 2 girls before, and now there were 2 more. This meant that he had at least 4 girlfriends in that world. There was definitely more. Wow. Why was he so perverted now? Ha. Just how many girlfriends do you have? Big sister, let's not talk about this anymore. I really can't talk about it anymore. Dongfang Shui pouted. You already have a baby, but I haven't said anything yet. Just tell me. I won't say anything. Then tell me. Is it a single digit or a 10-digit number? Lin Xian didn't say anything. Dongfang Shui. If it was a single-digit number, he would definitely say a single-digit number. Now that he was silent, it meant that it was a 10-digit number. Gasp. This guy. Wow. Then tell me about them. I just want to know how you managed to get them. Don't worry, I don't have any other intentions, and I won't blame you. Dongfang Shui said in a faint voice. All right. Lin Xian then put his arm around her. Then I'll satisfy your curiosity. Lin Xian then told her some of the stories between them. I really like your world. Dongfang Shui then said. That world might seem more powerful, but it's not necessarily better. In terms of so-called stability, that world isn't a stable place at all. Earth completely crushes that world. But now, Earth might not be as stable as it used to be. The overall standard of that world is very high, and they all have their pros and cons. I don't think that world is better or worse. On the contrary, I actually prefer stability. Even if I could live a slightly more ordinary life, I would still choose to live a more ordinary life. Lin Xian said. That's right. I also like an ordinary life. With a little money, I can do the things I like and buy the things I like. Dongfang Shui was telling the truth. He couldn't possibly live a hard life, right? Of course, it didn't matter if she lived a hard life with the person she loved. It was just that. She wouldn't have the chance to live a hard life. After all, her family had already agreed to be with Lin Xian. You like that world because you like adventure. There may be more opportunities and a bigger worldview in that world. Don't think that I don't know. You usually look gentle and virtuous, but there's a restless heart in your heart. Lin Xian glared at Dongfang Shui. Otherwise, why would Lin Xian remind Dongfang Shui that if a battle were to break out on Earth one day, he hoped that she wouldn't be the first to take part in the battle? This was because Dongfang Shui actually had a ball of fire in her heart. I know. I'll listen to you. Dongfang Shui said in a gentle voice. That's good. Get up. After that, Lin Xian stayed at the Dongfang family for 3 days. During these 3 days, some people in the outside world looked for Lin Xian in a frenzy. Of course, they were Shenyuan Qingtian and Duan Lingxiao. Although the 2 of them seemed to be working together to kill Lin Xian on the surface, they definitely had their own ulterior motives. For example, they didn't tell each other some special plans. However, they discovered that they couldn't find him. Why did this Lin Xian suddenly seem to have disappeared? Why did he disappear after coming out of Xian's tomb? They definitely couldn't imagine that Lin Xian was in the Dongfang family right now, nor could they imagine that Dongfang Shui had already woken up and that Lin Xian and Dongfang Shui were here lovey-dovey. Duan Lingxiao wasn't in too much of a hurry. After all, he still had a little more than 2 months. He didn't believe that he couldn't kill Lin Xian in 2 months. No matter how powerful this Lin Xian was, his current cultivation base was only so high. Moreover, according to the same system, they could only raise their cultivation base to the domain realm. He could only rely on himself to slowly raise his cultivation base. He couldn't forcefully raise his cultivation base using system points. Therefore, no matter how powerful Lin Xian was, this was his limit. If 1 heavenly Tao couldn't kill you, then 10 or 100 heavenly Tao should be enough, right? Even if it wasn't stable, he could find some special items and use some special spirit weapons. Then he would have a chance to kill you, right? And now, Duan Lingxiao had prepared such a thing. To be more precise, he met someone. When did he meet this person? He met him in D. Xian's tomb. After leaving D. Xian's tomb, he was poisoned, and that person came out with him. To be precise, he didn't know when this person appeared. He seemed to have some special ability. This ability was a very powerful disguise. How powerful was it? She did not know when this person had appeared, nor did she know when he had killed one of the 2,000 people and disguised himself as her. After that, he had come out with everyone else. Duan Lingxiao didn't know why this person was looking for him. Was it because he was special? In fact, Duan Lingxiao had always thought that he was extraordinary. He did feel that there was something special about him. Most importantly, he came from Heavenly Blue Planet, so in his eyes, the people on Earth were actually inferior. He had always looked down on them. If he could come over with the cultivation base he had on Heavenly Blue Planet, he even felt that he would have dominated this place. At this moment, Duan Lingxiao arrived at a cave on a cliff. In this cave, the woman was sitting there cultivating. She was still using the appearance of the person who had disguised herself, so Duan Lingxiao didn't know what she looked like. However, Duan Lingxiao knew that this was a woman. Why did he have to have some contact with this woman? Actually, it was very simple. This woman was very smart and very powerful. Perhaps Duan Lingxiao felt that he needed this woman to kill Lin Xian. Because her disguise was very powerful, Duan Lingxiao had even thought of a way. That was, if this woman helped him, perhaps, she could disguise herself as one of the women around Lin Xian and then take the opportunity to kill Lin Xian. This was because according to Duan Lingxiao's understanding of Lin Xian, this person was indeed lustful. However, he was lustful and would not touch just any woman. However, he still felt that using a woman to deal with Lin Xian was definitely a very good way, and it might be very easy. "Did you bring the thing?" the woman asked. Chapter 1636. Duan Lingxiao did not like the feeling of someone being superior to him. Although it was just a simple sentence, why did he feel that this woman was superior to him? Most importantly, he could not disrespect her because not only did he need her help, but he was also worried that she would suddenly attack him. He was very confident, but after all, his realm was still there. "Yes, I brought it." Duan Lingxiao then took out a jade bottle. What was this? This was a type of elixir. It was a very high-grade elixir on Earth. He had spent a lot of effort in the past few days to get this elixir from Shenyuan Qingtian. Even the entire Shenyuan family didn't have it. Shenyuan Qingtian had asked someone to exchange for it from Kunlun Mountain. After all, Shenyuan Qingtian owed him a debt of gratitude for saving his life, but Shenyuan Qingtian had never repaid him. Shenyuan Qingtian would feel better after repaying this debt of gratitude. He was not a gentleman, so why should he repay the debt? Because in his opinion, Duan Lingxiao would become his important right-hand man in the future. The effect of this pill was actually to consolidate one's realm. However, there was another effect. For example, if one's realm was originally the Great Void Realm but was now the Heavenly Venerable Realm, it could help one recover to the peak in the shortest time possible. "Give it to me," the woman said. "But I hope you can fulfill your promise to me." The woman nodded. "Don't worry, it's just a small matter." Duan Lingxiao was not sure if she would go back on her word, but he really felt that it was quite difficult to kill Lin Xian. Even if Shenyuan Qingtian was preparing for this, he would not be at ease if he did not do it himself. Moreover, it was related to whether he could survive or not. It was very important. Duan Lingxiao then threw the jade bottle to her. The woman reached out and caught it. "Okay, you can go back first," the woman said indifferently. "Senior, how long do you need?" 3 to 7 days. "Okay." Duan Lingxiao nodded, then cupped his fists and walked away. He did not care what this realm would become in the future. Even if he knew where this woman came from, he did not care. After Duan Lingxiao left, the woman opened the jade bottle and took out the pill inside. Huh? She frowned slightly. Just a small recovery pill? If it was just a small revitalizing pill, it wouldn't be of much help to her situation. It had to be a large revitalizing pill. So, at this stage, it's already impossible to refine the great recovery pill? She pondered for a moment. After she came out, she also felt that the heaven and earth spiritual energy in this period of time was terrifyingly weak. It should be a relatively declining era. Therefore, she felt that it was reasonable that the great recovery pill could not be taken out. Then, she swallowed the pill. A surge of energy began to gather around her body. Shwa, the shadow of a fox tail suddenly appeared behind her. A fox demon. After a long time, she exhaled a mouthful of foul air. Little sister, big sister is here to look for you. Her eyes narrowed and flashed with killing intent. Then, she disappeared on the spot. Although he hadn't fully recovered, it was enough. Right now, she had something very important to do. A few days later, Lin Xian was ready to leave the Dongfang family. What he had to do next was actually quite simple, and that was to deal with the Shenyuan family, or rather, Shenyuan Qingtian. But no matter what, Lin Xian had to go and see Mu Qingya first. It had been a long time since he went back, and Lin Xian felt that he had no conscience. Well, I'll go back to Jiangnan City first. I'll come and see you in a few days. Go on with your business. Dongfang Shui said softly. Lin Xian nodded with a smile. Give me a kiss. Kiss my ass. Lin Xian smiled and smacked his lips at her. I'm leaving. After that, Lin Xian returned to Jiangnan City. All the major sects and forces knew about some of the things that had happened in Emperor Xian's tomb. Lin Xian had brought them very important news. Now, there was still the biggest mystery, and that was, why did those people choose to awaken at this time? This was really something that they couldn't figure out at the moment. Sister, brother-in-law is coming back today. In the Mu family's villa, Mu Qingya was sitting in the room and cultivating. Mu Hao and Zhang Ting, who were their parents, were now in charge of the company. Mu Hao's body was fine, and he had returned to the business world. Mu Qingya, on the other hand, had retired. She had been tired for too long, and now she wanted to focus more on cultivation. She was a strong person. She cultivated not only because she wanted to become stronger, but also because she felt that with some strength, she could help Lin Xian and protect herself and her family. Mu Feifei. Just as Lin Xian had expected. When she couldn't cultivate, she couldn't wait to cultivate. She was simply too excited. Indeed, when she first started cultivating, she was very diligent, but now, she couldn't take it anymore. It was so boring. Mu Qingya opened her eyes. Did he say that? Yes, brother-in-law said that he couldn't get through to you. Mu Qingya glanced at her phone and found that it had automatically turned off. Well, do you have food at home? Mu Qingya stood up. I think I need to buy some. I'll go buy some food and cook. Mu Qingya hurriedly changed her clothes. Lin Xian's return was very important to her. In the evening, Zhang Ting and Mu Hao hadn't come back yet. They would come back late anyway, and they would have dinner at the company, so they could just eat their own food. Good evening. Qin Yijuan knocked on the door and came here. Qin Yijuan was invited by Mu Qingya, but Mu Qingya originally planned to have dinner and chat with Qin Yijuan tonight, and Lin Xian happened to come back today, so it was really good. Coming, it's almost ready. Mu Qingya came out in an apron with a plate of food. Wow, it's really rare to be able to taste the food made by President Mu. Qin Yijuan teased with a smile. She hadn't changed her clothes and was still wearing her police uniform. She came directly after work. Yes, I rarely get to eat it. Mu Feifei sat on the sofa and played with her phone. Mu Qingya was too busy with work before. Her cooking skills were very good, but she really didn't have much chance to cook. Now she had a lot of time. I didn't have much time before. Mu Qingya said. Now I have time, but I don't see you asking me to go shopping. Qin Yijuan sat down casually and took an apple to eat. Cultivate. I say, Miss Mu, Can't you just have some fun while you can? Chapter 1637. Qin Yijuan really admired Mu Qingya. This person wasn't interesting, didn't like to play, didn't like to eat, and didn't like to dress up. Well, which girl didn't like to dress up? The main reason was that she wouldn't put a lot of energy into it, let alone study certain cosmetics brands. She might really only use those few brands in a decade or two. She finally didn't have to work so hard, and now she was cultivating here. Who could stand it? Mu Qingya said, "You have to make yourself better to live a better life, right?" "I'll go." Qin Yijuan gave her a thumbs up. "It's mainly because you have the capital to live a better life now. Don't blame me." Mu Qingya poured her a glass of water and said, "You, the eldest daughter of the Qin family, also don't enjoy life. Don't you have to go to work every day?" To be honest, they were quite similar. They had the capital to live a good life, but they just didn't enjoy it. The only one who enjoyed it, Mu Feifei, sat on the sofa obediently for no reason. "I'm enjoying life. Going to work, solving problems for the people, and so on, isn't that enjoying life? Then I'm also enjoying life when I go to work, right?" Mu Qingya said. Okay, I won't argue with you. Have you made braised prawns? I like your braised prawns. Qin Yijuan said. Yes. Nice. Mu Qingya said, Aren't you going to cultivate? Qin Yijuan said, I've already started cultivating, but I won't say that I'll spend all my time on it. It seems a little silly when I think about it before. If I cultivate, I'll become more powerful and have more strength and capital to be a police officer. Now I see it clearly. Even if I can improve a little bit, it's still an improvement, right? Mu Qingya nodded. That's true. Huh? Where's Lin Xian? I haven't seen him for a long time. He went out to work. He'll be back soon. Qin Yijuan nodded. Well, by the way, how far have you two progressed? We've had sex. Mu Feifei hurriedly said. Mu Qingya glared at her, then stuck out her tongue and smiled. To be honest, I never thought that you, Miss Mu, would be defeated by such a shameless person. Qin Yijuan really felt that the world was unpredictable. That's why you said that he's shameless. It's possible that elder sister would lose to a shameless person. Mu Feifei said. Why are you so talkative recently? Mu Qingya glanced at Mu Feifei. She hadn't been so talkative before, but now that Lin Xian was coming back, it was as if she had been injected with chicken blood. Huh. I've always been talkative. Mu Feifei muttered. Dong, dong, dong. Lin Xian knocked on the door. Coming. Mu Feifei jumped up and rushed to open the door. Hello, my little baby. I missed you so much. Lin Xian was about to open his arms and hug Mu Feifei when he suddenly saw Mu Qingya from the corner of his eye. F***ck. Someone was here. Lin Xian heard from Mu Feifei that her parents were not here, so Lin Xian became bold, but Mu Feifei was shocked, and then Lin Xian reacted quickly. He put his arm over her head and walked to Mu Qingya with open arms. It seemed that it was nothing. Mu Feifei patted her chest. F***ck. She was scared to death. Lin Xian hugged Mu Qingya's delicate body. Mu Qingya blushed. If it was only Mu Feifei, it would be fine, but there was Qin Yijuan next to her. Anyway, she couldn't stand to show affection in front of others. This was because of her personality. You smell like smoke. Mu Qingya pushed Lin Xian away. This is called masculinity. Isn't masculinity the smell of sweat? Qin Yijuan took a bite of the apple and said. Then what is femininity? Is it also the smell of sweat? Lin Xian rolled his eyes. Go away. She rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. Mu Qingya poured a glass of water for Lin Xian. Sit down and have a rest. I still have a dish to cook. Okay. Lin Xian then sat down beside Qin Yijuan casually. Violent girl, did you miss me? Lin Xian laughed. What's wrong with you? Hearing Lin Xian's words, Qin Yijuan quickly glanced at Mu Qingya in the kitchen and breathed a sigh of relief. F***ck. What's wrong with Lin Xian? He must be crazy. His girlfriend was right next to him. What was he talking about? And even if Mu Qingya couldn't hear it, Mu Feifei did. So, Qin Yijuan had a ghost in her heart. Why would she have a ghost in her heart? Because Lin Xian was brought to the interrogation room by Qin Yijuan, and something happened between the two of them, and it was very, very ambiguous. This made her feel a little guilty, especially when she heard Lin Xian's words. Wow. She felt so bad. F***ck. What's wrong with me? Lin Xian scratched his head. One look and I can tell that you are an old pervert. Feifei, you have to pay attention to him. Although you are Qingya's younger sister, for a pervert like him, he might have some thoughts about his sister-in-law. Qin Yijuan reminded Mu Feifei. Okay. Mu Feifei nodded. In fact, she had already been. What have you been busy with recently? Lin Xian looked at Qin Yijuan and said. Nothing. I'm just working normally. I'm not as busy as you. Qin Yijuan shrugged and said. I'm not busy. Although I'm not at home all day, I'm out traveling and flirting with girls. Oh, do you dare to say this in front of Qingya? Qin Yijuan raised her eyebrows. Ahem, Lin Xian coughed and then said, let me tell you, in this family, I'm the boss. Mu Qingya has to do my laundry and cook for me. If I tell her to go east, she won't dare to go west. What's there that I don't dare to say in front of her? I'm the boss. Sister, you're here. Mu Feifei suddenly shouted. Huh? Lin Xian immediately turned his head. There was no one. Ha. Mu Feifei laughed out loud. Humph. Qin Yijuan rolled her eyes. That's it. Ahem. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose awkwardly. I'm starving. Let's go sit at the table first. At this moment, a figure was slowly approaching from the outside. That's right. The person who came here was the woman that Duan Lingxiao found. However, she didn't come here to help Duan Lingxiao kill someone. She didn't even know who Duan Lingxiao wanted to kill. She came here for her own business. Here it is. The woman sniffed and the corners of her mouth curled up slightly, revealing a thought-provoking smile. She came here to find someone. Chapter 1638. In the villa, Lin Xian and the others were sitting there and eating dinner. It was so cozy. Initially, Lin Xian wanted to invite Zhang Yang over for a drink. After all, it was such a rare opportunity. Everyone should just treat it as a gathering. However, Zhang Yang was a very ambitious person. He was still working in the middle of the night. The main reason was that he had taken off. His net worth was in the millions. It was estimated that it would not be long before his net worth reached tens of millions. He really cherished this opportunity. He meant to make an appointment tomorrow. There was still a lot of unfinished work in the company today. He had to finish it, or he would feel sorry for them. Lin Xian smiled. It was a good thing. I say, one of you usually practices, and the other usually runs around and has nothing to do. Are you planning to do this? You two are in a relationship. Don't make the relationship between husband and wife unharmonious. Qin Yijuan said while peeling the shrimp. Mu Qingya ignored Qin Yijuan's husband and wife. But ignoring it did not mean that she was not moved. What husband and wife? They were obviously just boyfriend and girlfriend. Whether they were married or not was still unknown. After Qin Yijuan finished speaking, she dipped the shrimp meat in the soup and was about to eat it. Lin Xian quickly reached out and grabbed the shrimp meat in his hand, then swallowed it in one bite. Qin Yijuan. Hey! Qin Yijuan was furious. I say, you women. You have to peel the shrimp to eat. It's so troublesome. Lin Xian said happily. Humph. Qin Yijuan rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. Ask your girlfriend to peel it for you. I don't want it. Little Qingya can eat it herself. It's so delicious. I feel sorry for her. You don't have to peel it for me, Lin Xian said. Humph. Qin Yijuan rolled her eyes at Lin Xian. You peel it for me, Qin Yijuan? What are you thinking? Qin Yijuan glared at Lin Xian. Hey. We are friends, and I helped you. It's reasonable for you to peel it for me, right? Qin Yijuan glared at Lin Xian. I give up. Qingya, aren't you going to say anything? Mu Qingya glanced at them and said, I'm used to it. Hey, sister-in-law, don't just eat by yourself. Show your filial piety to your brother-in-law. Peel some for me. Bah. Peel it yourself. Don't you have hands? That's how it has to be. We can't let him be so arrogant. Otherwise, he'll probably have a mistress outside. Qin Yijuan said. Cough cough. Lin Xian and the other two instantly reacted a little too strongly. It can't be. Why are you guys reacting so strongly? Qin Yijuan opened her mouth. Mu Qingya was a little embarrassed. F***ck. Don't tell me you already have a mistress? Yes. It was inevitable for a man to be so rich. The flowers at home were not as fragrant as the wild flowers. Even Qing Ye, who was so beautiful, was not enough. Bah. Die. No, I don't have a mistress. Lin Xian said hurriedly. That's true. Mu Feifei murmured. Did he have a mistress or another girlfriend? Qingya, you have to control him. Mu Qingya nodded. Yes, I know. Damn, men are all the same. If you find out in the future, come to me. I'll help you beat the mistress. I can lead a team. Lin Xian. At this moment, Lin Xian suddenly felt something and frowned. Something was wrong. Hey, say something. Qin Yijuan looked at him. Sure, I'm going out. You guys eat. Don't go out. With that, Lin Xian walked out. They looked at each other. What's going on? They felt something was wrong. Because Mu Qingya and the others knew about the martial arts world, and Lin Xian was a very strong martial artist. If it was before, they would be suspicious. But now, they were suspicious. Could it be that a martial artist was approaching here? Lin Xian walked out and walked into the group of villas that didn't seem out of the ordinary. When Lin Xian reached a certain spot, he stopped in his tracks. It was getting late, and there weren't many people in the villa. These rich people rarely came out for a walk. There's no need to hide, right? Come out. Lin Xian said lightly. Didn't they say that there aren't many martial artists in this era? Why is there someone here with a high cultivation level? A woman's voice sounded. Lin Xian turned around and looked at the tree in front of him. A woman was standing on the tree. This era? You just woke up? Lin Xian frowned. Oh, I remember you. She stood there and looked at Lin Xian. Lin Xian frowned. You remember me? Well, you're a very good man. You destroyed DXion's tomb by yourself. Lin Xian said, You're from DXion's tomb. Lin Xian wasn't too surprised, but where was she? Why didn't he notice? In fact, it was normal that Lin Xian didn't notice because Lin Xian's eye of spiritual insight didn't look at the crowd. Or rather, he didn't look carefully. It was normal that Lin Xian didn't notice her sneaking into the crowd. It just so happens that killing you can be considered as revenge for the king. But, why don't I want to kill you? The corners of her mouth curled up slightly, and she licked her lips. King. To be honest, this title made Lin Xian quite sensitive. Why? Because normal people called King Zhou of Shang Emperor. If they called her king, she might be King Zhou of Shang's woman. Normally, women who might be King Zhou of Shang would be called king. You're King Zhou of Shang's woman? Well, you can say that. Whoosh, then, she landed in front of Lin Xian. Lin Xian released his eye of spiritual insight. Beautiful. However, Lin Xian suddenly frowned. Why was Lin Xian surprised? Because of her appearance. No wonder I didn't notice you. You've changed your appearance. Oh. You can see through my disguise? She looked at Lin Xian with interest. Why did she talk so much to Lin Xian? First, Lin Xian was a little special. She had seen most of Lin Xian's powerful moves in DXIN's tomb. She felt that this person was not simple and might be of great help to her. Second, he wasn't very strong. In her eyes, he could control life and death at will, so she wasn't very worried. However, on second thought, even Grand Preceptor One had died at his hands, so she was still a little wary. Although she hadn't been there at the time, she'd left a trace of her consciousness there, so she knew what had happened. However, the more important reason was that she wanted this person to be on her side and not her enemy. To put it simply, in her eyes, Lin Xian was valuable, and he was very valuable. I know why you're here. Lin Xian's eyes narrowed. Chapter 1639. This woman gave Lin Xian a very dangerous feeling. But that was not important. The most important thing was this woman's true appearance. Her appearance was exactly the same as Qin Yijuan's. That's right. They were exactly the same. That was very strange. Why would she have the same appearance as Qin Yijuan? But Lin Xian knew that her purpose for coming here was not for him, Lin Xian, but for Qin Yijuan. No matter what, Lin Xian would not let her get close to Qin Yijuan so easily. Lin Xian was not sure if it was a good or bad thing. Oh, tell me about it. The woman's lips curled up as she looked at Lin Xian. There's a woman in the villa who looks exactly like you. You're here to look for her, right? It seems that you can really see through me. Interesting. Follow me. In the future, you'll be above everyone else. How about that? Ha ha ha, Lin Xian laughed out loud. I say, you people are really interesting. Oh. Why do you say that? Each of you is really ambitious. Below one person and above everyone else. If all of you say that, then who is really above everyone else? You. Can you? Lin Xian looked at her. They can't, but I can. Really? I wonder where you get your confidence from? She smiled. Once, the entire Deshang was mine. King Zhou of Shang was below me. What do you think? Lin Xian frowned. Deshang was hers? King Zhou of Shang was below her? But King Zhou of Shang was the emperor of Deshang. How could it be? Could it be that King Zhou of Shang was her puppet? Or could it be that she controlled King Zhou of Shang? Could it be that she was the true master of Deshang? Wait. Lin Xian suddenly realized something. Su Daji? Where did this femme fatale come from? It was this Su Daji. She had bewitched King Zhou of Shang. The reason why King Zhou of Shang was a tyrant was because a woman named Su Daji had bewitched him. This was a rumor that could not be verified. However, according to this rumor, if Su Daji had bewitched King Zhou of Shang, then Su Daji's control of King Zhou of Shang and the Shang dynasty seemed reasonable. And she was indeed beautiful. Qin Yijuan was truly very beautiful. If she continued to cultivate and improve her seductive temperament, to be honest, she definitely had the capital to bring disaster to all living beings. Then Qin Yijuan. Oh? You know quite a lot. But you might be wrong about one thing. I'm not Su Daji. Lin Xian frowned. Then, she raised her hand to look at Lin Xian and pointed in another direction. In that direction, 3 heads poked out from a room on the 2nd floor. They were Qin Yijuan, Mu Qingya, and Mu Feifei. They didn't know what was going on. Anyway, they didn't leave the room, so they wondered if they could see something from the window. Then, they came to the window on the 2nd floor and really saw Lin Xian standing there with a woman. At first, they felt that something was wrong. Could it be that Lin Xian was deliberately pretending and was actually secretly dating with the girls here? But thinking about it, this person didn't have to do this, right? Especially Mu Qingya, She felt that since she knew that Lin Xian had more than one girlfriend, he didn't have to do this, right? Moreover, the two of them didn't seem to be acting intimately. Seeing the woman pointing at them, the three girls quickly retracted their heads. Look, this woman is pointing at us. Maybe she's another woman Lin Xian found outside, but she didn't know that Lin Xian was your girlfriend and was fooled by him. Now, she's pointing at you and confronting Lin Xian. I think that's possible. Qin Yijuan said. I don't think so. Mu Qingya shook her head. Damn. Qin Yijuan didn't say anything. Lin Xian frowned and looked over. Obviously, this woman was definitely not pointing at Mu Qingya and Mu Feifei, but at Qin Yijuan, because Qin Yijuan looked exactly like her. You mean, the woman who looks exactly like you is Su Daji? Lin Xian looked at her and said. Yes, and I'm here to kill her. She licked her lips. She's your older sister or younger sister. You want to kill her? Is there a problem? So, are you going to help me or stop me? If you help me, I'll give you glory and wealth. If you stop me, I'll make you go down together. The woman was full of confidence. Back then, when Su Daji entered the world, she met King Zhou of Shang and fell in love with Su Daji. After that, Su Daji's older sister, Su Dalin, was the woman in front of Lin Xian now, and they were biological sisters. But for the demon clan, sometimes family was not that important. Not to mention the demon clan, sometimes even family was not that important to some people of the human clan. Back then, Su Dalin was very ambitious. Her ambition made her realize that King Zhou of Shang actually liked her younger sister. This was a great opportunity for her because it was King Zhou of Shang. With King Zhou of Shang's help, she might have the capital to fulfill her ambitions. Then, she killed her younger sister. Why did she kill her? Because only by killing her could she be done once and for all. Otherwise, even if she explained it to her clearly, if she appeared somewhere, the fact that she was pretending to be Su Daji might be exposed. Moreover, she had said it at that time, but Su Daji had tried her best to oppose her ambition. They were on completely different sides. Therefore, she killed Su Daji and became Su Daji, King Zhou of Shang's most beloved concubine. Now that she had awakened, why did she have to kill Su Daji? The current Su Daji was only a reincarnation and did not have the cultivation she once had. After all, she had done this before. If she allowed such a great threat to continue living in this world, it would be a disaster. In for a penny, in for a pound. Moreover, she needed to devour Su Daji's demonic power. Even if she did not have any demonic power now, it was still a great supplement to her. After devouring it, her cultivation could at least return to its peak. As for King Zhou of Shang, she definitely did not like him. Now, if King Zhou of Shang died, then so be it. Perhaps this is not important for now. I want to know, why are you in hibernation? Why are you awakening at this time? To Lin Xian, this was already an enemy. But so what if she was an enemy? She had not made a move yet. It was obvious that this woman was very conceited. If he could get this information from her, it would be very important for Lin Xian. You're tuning in to the Narrate and Escape YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.